What is up, everybody? It is Friday night. We are 3 Men in the Basement. We got 2 hours of fantastic comic book talk. But while you're populating, while you're tailgating, you got to watch our intro before I bring in the mad scientist, Lenny. I don't even want to give you the brother, a.k.a. the variant Dave. I got a great name for him coming up, but you got to watch our intro first. All right, the intro's over. We are ready to go. What is up, everybody? It is 3 Men in the Basement live on a Friday night. We have a CBC unboxing. We've got some recent polls. We've got Mitch Hallock, the producer of Connecticut's largest con, Terrificon, coming on very soon. So let me tell you, before we get started, I want to introduce to my left my hero life mate, Roger, a.k.a. No, my God. No, I'm sorry. Where's Roger, dude?
I don't know.
You got rid of him?
He's
fired. He's fired. The variant got rid of him?
Yeah, I just appeared. I don't even
All
know.
right, so piloting the return of the Jedi Millennium Falcon. If I'm Lando Calrissian, I have my co-pilot. Who is his co-pilot? Do you remember? The alien?
Oh, no.
Nine Numb. Nine Numb.
Okay.
That's her name, all right? Nine Numb, all right? And then sitting back on the planet of Endor, making sure the shield is down, the hand solo of 3 Men in the Basement, the mad scientist, Lenny Soda, all the way from Florida. Lenny, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing?
Good, good. Lenny, thank you very much for joining us. The variant Dave, the brother, a.k.a. the Silkscreeners to the Stars, we're down in the grotto.
I know.
And live.
I couldn't believe when you invited me into the grotto. I'm like, wow, this is like the
You made the big time.
Yeah.
Or the Bush
I
League.
called my wife. I cried.
Yeah, that's
she called
right.
me an idiot. Normal conversation.
All right, all right. So I guess my sound's a little bit messed up. I'm going to try to tweak it a little bit. Let's see what I can do.
I'm going in and out, and it goes low, and then it gets muffled.
Does it really? All right. So here's what we're going to do. I am just going to, I don't know. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go.
Yeah, everyone's saying that you sound super muffled.
All right. All right. How does that sound? Is that a little bit better?
Wow, big difference.
Is that better? Can you hear Dave?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he still sounds kind of far away, but he's clear.
All right, good. So you're going to have to just.
Well, let's see if we just undo yours.
Well, no, then I can't get the other mic going. So
Okay.
we're going to shoot for this.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit louder. And as always, there's always problems going on here. You know what I mean? This is never a fluid kind of ride. You know what I mean?
Now I see why all the mayhem is
Yeah.
on the front of the screen. You should see it back here.
Yeah, oh my God, this was absolutely chaos to get going here. So,
It's a
all
little.
right. Yeah, exactly. So maybe I could just adjust it. But, dude, do you see this guy? Do you see who's just showing? Like, all right, here we go. You can't stay out of the limelight.
What is up?
There he is.
5 minutes into this.
He's like, I better get in there.
I gotta tell you, it's the first time I've ever seen Dave confused for me.
Yes. There you go. All right. Before we get into Roger, Dave, who's in the live chat? Give everybody a shout out.
Let's see here. Let's see if I could.
Give everybody a shout out before we get started. You got one job, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. Got, who was at the top here? Thomas.
Not that easy, is it?
Wookie Fodder. 8.
Yeah, right.
Welcome, Monster Warrior. Gene Mello. Been there a couple times. Michael the Beast.
There
How
you go.
doing, buddy? Who else we got here? Spineworks.
All right, nice. We got Michael Raphael. All right.
Let's see here. JC
Streets, my man Juan. All right, there you go.
Chimo.
All right.
He's here, buddy.
Chimo.
Who else we got here? Bronzeville Comics.
Nice. All right, my man
Yeah,
Bronzeville.
Lords of
Good to
the
see you.
Longbox.
We got
Wow.
TiVo in the house. I know TiVo. I adjusted it. Congrats on TiVo. My man went out and bought a new car today. He's styling right now in that X5. So on the West Coast, congrats, Tim.
Let's see.
Happy anniversary, Roger.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So
So that's pretty much everybody I've seen. If you got anybody else, I'll shout out anybody else as you're chatting away.
I appreciate it. So we had a little plan about what we were going to do, but all of a sudden, this guy throws a monkey wrench in our plan. So let's give him the mic. Roger, what are you up to, man? How come you're not with us tonight? Like,
Listen,
how dare you do something else?
I'm in Portland, Maine, celebrating my 21st anniversary with my wife. Due to circumstances last year, we didn't get to really celebrate, so we took a few days off. No kids, just me and the wife. Spent today in Freeport. I bought a whole new wardrobe for myself because I needed it, and we're just hanging out. I watched the beginning of your show and saw that you confused Dave for me, and I had to come in there and just wanted to come and say
who you were.
Yeah, happy birthday, Everett. Sorry I'm not there to be on the live stream. I just wanted to come in for a few minutes. Thank you, Dave, for taking my place, and Lenny for being in there. It's always great to see you guys. Just take a few minutes of your time, and I'll leave you alone.
Well,
All right.
there's no taking your place, Ryan.
Yeah, they're real. Oh my God, don't get into that. Oh, here we go.
You got smaller, but your shoes are still big.
Yeah, but listen, let's talk about. I don't care about your anniversary and all the fun things that you're doing. What about comic books? Did you go comic book hunting at least?
I did go to .com Comics.
Where's that?
That's in Freeport, Maine.
Yep.
And I started digging, and I came around the corner, and I saw my wife sitting on the ledge playing with her phone. I'm like, you know what? This isn't fair. We're here. We're on our anniversary. I can't be spending all this time digging through comics. I came real close to pulling the trigger on a wall book, an ASM 361, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave before I spend money that I don't have. And the gentleman who owns it was there. Had to shout out to George Deep, who said he always talks about us. And
Nice.
he said, I always enjoy talking to Otto. He's a great guy. I wish I had, planned it better. I wish I would have reached out to George, but this weekend's all about me and my wife. So it's not a lot of digging going on. Tomorrow I'm going to stop by Casablanca Comics to see if I can, check out to see what they got. I don't plan on spending a whole lot on comics, but if I find something, of course, like the rest of us, if it jumps out at me, I'll buy it.
Was the 361 graded?
No, he didn't have any graded books. It was raw.
Raw dog, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I kind of regret it, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Hey, what are you gonna do? You can't buy everything, right?
No, you can't buy everything. And if you saw the new wardrobe I bought today, that's why I didn't buy a comic.
Oh, nice. All
Looks
right.
like you're wearing the same thing you always wear, though.
Yeah, no, this is a brand new shirt. I just got this in the mail the other day.
I got one
The
that
hat's
fits
same, man.
Yeah. See how it fits them. Oh my God.
It looks good.
I feel good, Lenny. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Nah, you look good, bro.
All right, guys. I just wanted to hop in for a few minutes. Good luck with Mitch, and thank you guys for helping Otto hold it down while I'm on vacation here for a few days.
Yeah,
Really?
happy anniversary. Tell Chris and I
What
said
could
happy
go wrong?
Yeah.
What
Thanks,
could go
guys.
wrong? It already did.
Appreciate you guys and everybody in the chat. We'll see you next time.
All right. Awesome. I didn't expect that. But of course, when you have admin, admin policies here. So, Lenny, I got some books back from you.
Sweet.
Dave got his books back. It seems like everybody's been getting books back lately from CGC. Let us know in the chat if you've got any books back lately from CGC. Were you happy with the grades? We're really not going to go into all the changes with CGC and everything like that. That is what it is. You guys can all talk about that on your own. But just so you guys know how this is going to go, we're going to talk about our recent polls like we used to. We're going to do some CGC unboxings. At about 8:45, 9 o'clock, Mitch is going to come on. We're going to talk about Terrificon. And I will reiterate this. If you have any questions, hold it till the end. We'll have a whole Q&A session. But you guys know Terrificon is our – oh, my God, Lenny, all those yellow labels. Christmas. Holy cow.
Sweet.
So, oh, my God. So I got a couple books back, and I just want to show you guys. And that's what we're going to do. We'll save the Q&A till the end. As you guys know, Terrificon is at Mohegan Sun. We've got 2 booths this year set up next to Power Kid Comics. We've got a lot of things planned, and it really has you've been coming to Terrificon with us for a while, and it's just manifested. It's like grown and grown. Right?
It's actually, I used to go to, before it was Terrificon. It was it was Comic Con.
Yes.
But the con was spelled C-O-N-N for Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
in
I think that was the first time I had been to it.
Yeah.
I think Mitch was in charge of that thing too, right?
Yeah, he was, absolutely. That was when he was in Trumbull. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that was the first time, and to see it just grow every year. Obviously, the last 2 years was, kind of shrunk a little bit. So I'm real anxious to see what it's going to look like this year.
Yeah, post COVID.
I think a lot of the guests, the artists, the writers.
Yep.
I think a lot of them were hesitant last year because we're still in COVID protocol.
Yeah, and
so I think now this year, I think people are going to.
And wait till you see the list of artists that I put together that are on the Terrificon website. So you don't have to go to the Terrificon website. You can just watch tonight's show and see all the great artists. And I got some really, really cool ideas. I'm going to bounce that off you guys and let you know some things that I have planned for Terrificon. But that being said, go ahead, Lenny.
People are saying that you look like John Cena with that T-shirt and hat on.
Yeah, no. See, I got the Incredibles hat. I got the red shirt. I don't even remember what this shirt was from. Do you remember?
No, that was the one you guys were selling. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We had like 4 different colors.
Yeah, we had sold these. All right, there you go. John Cena, I wish, right? My God. But Lenny, you were just at a con that hadn't happened in a few years, and it was absolutely massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, MegaCon was this year record-breaking in so many ways that unfortunately some vendors, people I know, they didn't get a space, and it was on the last week before the con because they overbooked. And I tell you one thing, the king of the show, like vendor-wise, and it was Whatnot. They were killing it.
Killing it, right?
Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like it. The way their marketing was set up and the way they were having it was so high-tech space age that never seen anything like that. It was mind-blowing. When you walk through Whatnot's setup, it was like, oh, my God. It was incredible. And they made it interactive and everything. It was just beyond anything I've ever seen in any con from the West Coast, East Coast, North, South, wherever we've been to. It was crazy.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure, and I saw the pictures and many people had commented, but just so you guys know, a little bit of logistics. As always, please, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. Leave a comment if you like it. If you like the CGC unboxings, you want to see more of it. We do have a few things going on, and I just want to give a shout out to a few people in the community that I think are very, very important. But I'm going to kind of go backwards. Speaking of Whatnot, 3 Men in the Basement are on Whatnot. Please give us a follow on Whatnot if you are there. I plan on being on Whatnot once a week this summer.
Nice.
Some things in the works, and I'm going to be selling a lot of my books off, and I've got tons of stuff to sell. So every Monday night, on Whatnot at about 9 o'clock, I will preview the books. So follow 3 Men in the Basement on Whatnot. We will also be doing variant sales. Those variant sales go back to the channel because, believe it or not, the booths at Terrificon aren't free. Chinmo, you're going to be working 2 booths. Did you say something about that?
Said that.
Yeah, right.
He's ready.
He's ready to go.
I'll help
Okay.
him out, though.
You will? All right, you're good. All right. Half of one of those booths, yeah. Also, tomorrow, I want to give a shout out to Lone Wolf Collectibles. He is putting on one hell of a show in the Bronx, BX, New York, 787 East Tremont Street. Tons of people are going to be there. The Defects are going to be there. Javon Jordan's going to be there. Many people from the East meets West will be there. Lots of guys. Streetside Anthony's going to be there set up. So please, if you're in the New York area and you have time tomorrow, go check out this show. Lone Wolf puts on a great show. He's a good friend of the channel. And there's going to be lots of people from the community. Unfortunately, up here in Connecticut, the 3 Men in the Basement won't be there due to other things, but go support, people that we support because they're good people. Also, this Sunday night, I can't wait. I will be on Comic Book Canon.
Oh, nice.
They invited me on.
Nice.
I don't think they know what they're getting into.
Well, they'll find out.
They'll find out, right? So they might not ever let me on again. But
This show,
exactly.
They might have to. They might have a recancel. Or,
yeah, really, I'll get canceled out of it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, no, I don't.
Yeah, we got another
We gotta
guest.
wash our hair.
Yeah, exactly. We got to go. So Anyway, so those are 3 things that I want you guys to be aware of. And thank you very much for all the support. And I got to say something. I got to say something right now, and I truly mean this. My birthday, other than Father's Day, is one of my favorite days because my mother passed away when I was 25, 26 years ago. My mother always made a big deal out of my birthday, right? She always did. And when I was a kid, it wasn't a big deal. It was, she made me a Superman cake. She got a couple sheet pizzas and some kids came over. And compared to now with ponies and rocket ships and all the other things, like it's not a big deal. But my mother made me feel like it's a big deal. So to me, my birthday has always been a great deal. And I want to give a shout out to everybody in the comic book community on Facebook, Instagram, who sent me private messages, who sent me funny memes and doing wishing me a happy birthday. And I truly, truly appreciate every single one of you. And I read all of them. And you know what? Turning 51, not 60, Roger. Isn't that, you know what I mean?
You're 51?
Yes.
Jeez, I thought you were. I don't want to say.
Oh, get out of here.
No, I
oh,
thought this
God.
was the big 5-0. I thought this was
No, the 5-0 was last year when I had the big party. You were there.
that's
Remember the big
right,
party?
that's right.
You think I had that for my 49th?
I didn't know. Who knows about your party?
Yeah,
We
I
had
know.
parties, you know. For
Oh, you're right. A branch
Right.
tree. I have a party for it.
Exactly.
So, all right. So we're gonna do some recent polls because this is a comic book channel. We want to talk about comic books. So the last book that I'm gonna show is from the last signature from the George Perez signing. Okay. So this was the last sign. This was Captured Collectibles. They did help me out with this. Lenny, you got some books. Lenny, you were actually there, weren't you?
Yes, we were there, and like I said, it was a very emotional. I guess. Can you hear me?
Oh, we got you, buddy. We got you.
Yeah, like I said, it was a very emotional moment because at that point, I didn't know he was already blind in one eye. Okay. 2, he was in tremendous amount of pain. And we were there early in the morning in his garage set up for him to sign 250 books.
Oh my God. Oh, holy Christmas.
And the way he looked so frail and so like, you know, I asked him, I said, George, are you okay? Are you sure you're up to this? Because if you're not, you know, we could maybe do this a different time. He goes, no, I have to do this. I have to do this.
Right.
Said, okay. So we try to make it as easy as possible and set up, you know, like a runway type thing where we passed the books in front of him where to sign, and he signed. He just kept on going like a little machine.
Yep. And Uncle Frank got some books back, and his signature is gorgeous still.
Really?
To think that this man was blind in one eye, and to know how much pain he was going through, and to do that, it's just amazing. So, wow.
It was, like I said, mind blowing. And then when he was done signing, he goes off his little chair because, you know, he was using like that walker chair type thing.
Yes, right.
And he gets up, he stands up, and he goes, "Come on, guys, come on, let's take some pictures. Come on." And you saw the pictures we posted. So
yeah,
it was definitely a very sad tear jerking moment because there was one point that I took a picture with him and my son by ourselves, and I just couldn't believe the energy he had to be able to do it.
Right, absolutely. So, you know, rest in power, George Perez. This show is dedicated to you. And at the end, hopefully, we'll have a couple karate chops. So,
well, I don't know. I'm a little worried about the karate chops.
You are.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Well, I'm gonna.
You got insurance.
Yeah,
I don't know
if it's out covered, you know, for auto damages.
All right. Shout out to Streetside Anthony. He'll be in the Bronx tomorrow. You guys, one of the greatest members of the community. Shout out to him. But I got to show you a book. And Lenny, this is a big book because this book is coming to you. It's not a big book, but it's an important book. So you guys know that I've been huge on these Marvel Legends books. And I didn't even know this book existed. And I've been rewatching Daredevil on Netflix.
Such a game on Disney.
It came on Disney Plus. I've just been eating it up. And I mean, Stick is such a badass character. I can't get this. Made me go back into comic books and start rereading the Stick characters.
Yeah,
and they picked a great actor to play the part too.
Yes, perfect. Dead on, Lenny. I mean, I'm glad you said that. You're a very smart guy. Dead on actor to play it, playing blind, playing the martial artist stick. And so I was at a con the other day. I was at the show at the DoubleTree Cliffs Con. There was some really things I wanted to buy, but again, I wasn't there. But I saw this and I realized, I said, oh my God, I didn't realize this was in there. So I picked this up. This is from Series 4. This is the Electro Marvel Legends. All right. Dave's going to show it off right there with his camera. All right. All right. So it's the Marvel Legends, but inside that is Daredevil 176, which is the first stick, right? And Lenny, you know I love these books, right?
I know you do.
And have I gotten pretty lucky with a few of them?
Yes, you've gotten some karate chops.
I've gotten some karate chops. So I'm going to extract this book as well as I can. I'm going to send 1 or 2 raws to Lenny. But I mean, the problem with this is, just so you guys know, if this is bent right here, the book is screwed because there's your ding. You know what I mean? But this book hasn't been bent. It doesn't. It's a black cover. It doesn't look like there's anything color breaking. So let's hope the mad scientist can do his work. And in a couple months, maybe I'll do a karate chop. You guys, let me know in the chat if you enjoyed Daredevil Electra Stick. I just think it's been a lot of fun to watch. So we got Paulie PC in the house. What's up, my man? A lot of people jumping in right there. So wanted to just show that, and then we're going to talk about some other polls. Now you got some polls, right?
Yeah, I got a couple things.
All right, what do you got?
Actually, it's kind of funny talking about Daredevil. The one thing I picked up was this was up at the New Hampshire show, and
Is that a cover list?
yeah, I grabbed it before.
You got a cover list?
Yeah.
No, you don't got a cover list.
Well, I do now.
Oh, God,
Well,
there
wait,
you
I
go.
have two copies. Does
Oh, you
that mean
do?
I'm collecting them?
Yeah,
How many?
you have more than one.
That's a collection.
Now you're collecting.
So this is the ASM 16.
Oh my God,
It's awesome.
this is gorgeous. Show this
Nice.
off.
It still
Dude,
has
that's Ditko greatness right there.
it still has the back cover
And a
too.
beautiful Mylar. So that's a 0.5.
Right.
You got to send that in. You got to
That's
send that
alright.
in. No, you got to send it in. It's a 0.5. It's got a back cover.
See, we got part of the.
Look at that. Oh my God, that is Ditko greatness.
Yeah.
And especially with the enforcers.
When I saw this, it was.
It's got a piece. It's got a little piece of the front.
Yeah. Look at that. See? Oh my God, that should have been the cover. So that's why Stan Lee always said the first page is just as important as the cover.
Yep.
The cover makes you take it off the rack. The first page makes you buy it. And look at all these things. I mean, Spidey's going up against everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing.
Master.
Amazing.
The only thing better would be if Daredevil was on it.
Yes, absolutely.
This was the really cool Daredevil. So
All right.
continuing
What
with
else?
Daredevil, this was a book that I had been looking for, and I got it at the same place at the DoubleTree.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Cliffcon.
Yep. God.
Our friends at J&S Collectibles had it,
Always good.
and I'm going to be looking for a better copy because it is kind of beat on,
Yeah.
but I got a good deal on it. So,
All right.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
yeah. So
All right.
nice. I
Nice.
didn't know you were going to talk about Daredevil.
All right. Well, there we go. Right, rolled right into it. All right, Lenny, you got a couple books you want to show off?
A couple. Remember, a couple. Two.
Let's see what you got. I know you got a lot of stuff over there.
Okay. I'll do this one right now because I like you. We went to the movies to see Batman,
Yes.
and they finally came back. I don't know why,
Oh, did they really?
but
Oh,
You got 2 9/8s.
holy cow!
so I gotta go do a karate chop.
Yes. Oh my God. 2 of them. I got 3 9/6s and a 9/8. Now. Yeah, that's awesome.
And but yeah, that those 2 took forever. I don't know why. But they finally came back today with a whole bunch of other stuff, and I was like, well, there they go. I was wondering how the hell, and I got pretty much lost track of them.
Right. And I think, Lenny, when you said when we got these books, I think you made a great point. You were wondering how many were even graded and how many were 9/8s and 9/6s, because when I was at the movie theater, the people were just taking them and mangling them and turning them out. I thought I was going crazy. And then I waited until the end, right?
Kicking them, and I was like, what?
And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So awesome. All right.
Yeah,
So
they
we're
didn't have any when I went to the Thursday.
right. So
I
this
didn't
was on
do
a
it.
Tuesday. So we had to go in on a
so-
Tuesday. So all right. So now we're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna do the big CG. We're gonna be larger CGC unboxing. This was part of a 35 book invoice that I sent to Lenny. These came back. Again, I've been sitting on these books for almost 2 weeks. This was an incredible turnaround. The initial turnaround of 25 books was 8 working days. Can't believe it, 8 working days. And then these books came back, and I've been sitting on these books. And let's see what we're going. Lots of modern stuff. Lenny worked on it. If there's any questions I have, I'll feel free to ask Lenny. But, moderns, I'm looking for 9.4s, 9.6s. That Moon Knight kind of Lenny, but.
Well, I told you the reason, the problem why that book got graded so low.
Yeah, right.
It's the between the spine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the quality of the production of the cover.
Yep.
If the cover is open too many times or it gets too much friction,
yep.
it starts wearing down the center portion of the spine.
And that book, I think I bought from somebody else, so I don't know what they did with it. You know what I mean? But
yeah. So there's no way to fix that. That's
okay. I get it, Lenny. I get you're the wizard. You're the bad scientist, man. I don't ask questions, dude. I'm just the sport of kings. All right.
Like everybody has a question, and you should have an answer.
All right. Yeah, but you don't have to do that. I trust you. I trust you more than anybody.
So what's the I don't remember the.
All right. So what's the book?
It's the Wolverine #2.
All right. This is Wolverine #2. This is the blue cover. This is still part of those massive long box that we found. We haven't really gotten a higher grade book yet. I'm hoping that this is maybe a 9.4, maybe 9.6, 9.8. I'm going to karate chop it. What are we looking at, Dave?
How about we highlight this guy?
Oh, let's highlight this guy. Yes. Let's do it.
We're going to highlight Roger?
All right. What are we looking at? Come on. What do we got? A 9.4. All right. Right in the wheelhouse. Okay. So I think a lot of these books had rusted staples. They weren't boarded. They were in the really, really thin Mylars. But again, this will go great because my 9.4 is double signed. So we're going to start off with that. All right. That's what I expected.
Okay.
All right. Not bad. We're going to rock and roll. Dave's working hard back here. He brought hockey gear with him. And I said, you don't have to wear the hockey gear. It's too hot out here.
We'll see if I have to.
If
I have to get carted off here.
All right. Here we go. I got good insurance. All right. Next book, Dave.
Next book is Wolverine 3.
Oh, this is the black cover.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Oh, Lenny, this is a hard book, right?
No.
This is a hard book. No bag and board. I've seen these come back 9s, 9.4s. I don't know, man. 9.6 at best. To get a 9.8 would be amazing. So what are we looking at? All right. What do we got? 9.6. Oh, close.
Hey, that's good.
Right in the wheelhouse. Just what I thought for the black cover. Iconic run. Joe Rubenstein.
Frank Miller.
Yep. Black cover. All right. 9.6. We'll take it. Yeah. All right. We'll take it for what I paid for it. I mean, my God. It was in that. All right. We're rolling along. We got a 9.6. We got a 9.4.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, nothing low.
All right. This one is the Venom #7.
I don't know this
the
book.
First Dylan Brock.
All right. Yeah, there we go.
This is the Stegman.
Yeah. This was a book that I bought. Found this in a long box. I don't know. I thought it was hot. It was in good shape. We'll see what happens with this character. Good for the PC. Something to have is equity. I don't have this book in high grade. So, all right. What are we looking at, Dave? All right. Yeah, baby. That's the first one. Karate chop.
Nice job.
There we go. All right. That's one, baby. That's one. Woo. That's one. That's one. That's one. That's one. No, that's okay. That's 198. We got 198 on that. Can I see the book?
No. Otto.
Once I get my 190.
Otto, you got to do like Lou does, karate kick.
Yeah, no, really. I'll break my foot on the bar, but there we go. Love it. All right, good. All right. Wonderful job, Lenny. Wonderful job as always. Woo. I don't know if I'll keep that book. We'll see what happens with it, but didn't pay much for it. Don't know what it's going for on eBay, but again, Dylan Brock, Venom, the whole thing.
Probably got to hang out to that one.
Yeah, all right.
Until it comes back.
All right.
So we got another Wolverine 3.
Oh, geez, the black cover. I mean, we had the 9.6. I'll be happy with a 9.2, 9.4. 9.6. I'm good with it. So, all right, what are we looking at?
Oh! Nice. Oh boy!
Come
Way
on,
to go.
on the black cover, Lenny.
Holy
The
cow!
black cover. Yeah, baby.
That's your first.
That's the first one of all of them. Of all, I've seen like 30 of these come back.
Well, you know what?
Woo.
You know,
I'm
when
Don't drop it.
I was looking at that
Sweating.
other one, I could see.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
I'm not going to drop it.
It's got like a
Oh, it's
fingerprint.
got a fingerprint on it. I didn't even see that. How do we miss that? That might not have even been there. CGC might have done that, but I don't care. Look at that. All right, baby. 298.
Nice.
All right, so we're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling. All
That
right,
could be a whole nother linear for you.
live chat. This is what 3 Men in the Basement's all about. My God. All right. I'm okay. Hey, it's Friday night.
I don't
If you're
know.
having a frosty beverage, if you're having a cold glass of water, take a drink. Cheers to you guys. Cheers. It's summertime. I'm enjoying this,
Man,
man.
I don't know CPR, so if you pass out, you're on your own.
That's right. And whatever,
I'm running that
if
way.
anything happens, don't ever tell my wife what I paid for my comics, okay? Please. And that goes for everybody in the chat. Oh, I know
Okay.
this book.
This is the X-Men.
X-Men Adventures.
Hey, there you go.
A book that I've been buying on the cheap, $15, $20 at most. Don't pay, if you get it in high grade, it's well worth it. Again, it's a modern, so I'm hoping for 9.8, but again, in 9.6, it's a good book. So what are we looking at? 9.6 right there, right what I thought. Okay. Fun book, mutant book. Yeah, good book based on the animated television series. We all know about it. But again, a book that you can get on the cheap and get it back in a high grade. And again, this is a book that I'm still going after. All right. What up, Murph? Thank you very much for joining us.
I always like the how they put the scene on TV.
The Murphinator.
Yeah.
Remember back when Hulk was on TV,
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
As seen on TV.
Yeah, it was always be like, check out the. On the TV.
All right, so we're doing good, man. Nothing less than a 9.4, some 9.6s, 2 9.8s, a bunch of 9.6s. It's a good day, man. It's a good day.
Happy birthday.
All right.
So this is X-Men 4.
Okay. Again, a book that I'm buying often. Again, 9.8 is worth a lot more. If it's lower grade, then it's something I'm going to look to use as a raffle to give away. First Omega Red. I'm very fortunate. I have 2 9.8s. Not that I'm bragging. One double 5, and the other one red. So I've got a yellow and a blue label. So what are we looking at? 9.6. All right, that's what I thought. All right, hang around. That might be one of the giveaways that we do at Terrificon. So good book. Omega Red. I believe in that character. It's just a matter of time before something happens with him. All right, what do we got now?
Next one is Werewolf by Night 37.
Oh, fun book right here. So, this is a funny story. I have Werewolf by Night 32 and 33, the first appearance and second appearance, both in 8.5. I didn't know about this book being the third appearance until I was on Michelle Moonlit's show, and everybody had this book except for me. Right, so I was the kid that was sitting at the other lunch table. You know what I mean? You ever been that kid that had to sit at the other table? Really? Okay. I never was until now. Okay.
I know how you feel. So.
Okay, gotcha. So I was like, I don't have this book. So I went to King Con 2, and I had a vendor that had like 3 of them. And I said, all right. I bought the reader copy, and I was going back and forth between 2 of them. And I said, which one is the 8.5? And if I forgot who I was standing next to when I was going back and forth, because to get an 8.5, you don't know. So you don't know what you don't know, and I don't know. So I grabbed this book. I'm hoping for an 8.5. I do know somebody that has an 8.5. So whatever this is, it's going to be trade bait to get up to the 8.5. So did I get an 8.5, Dave?
Down to 8.
Or down to 8.5? Yes, good point. Good point. All right. So what am I looking at, Dave? An 8.5? Oh, missed it by that much. All right, 8.0, still a fun book.
So just get the other
Right,
game.
yeah. Is it still third appearance? Death of Beltrick Marcusa, Moose Knight, Hangman. Okay, doesn't really say anything, but all right. Okay, I tried. I gave it a shot. I was looking for an 8.5, got an 8.0, but hey, such is life. Yep. All right, we're rocking and rolling.
We got one left.
All right.
And this one is Uncanny X-Men 268.
Oh, 268 Lee cover. Bought this from Heroes and Hitters.
I love that cover.
Love this cover. Totally iconic. It's for the PC.
Mhm.
It's a book, so I'm hoping it's a 9.2 or better. It's not getting traded. We know it. It's on the cover. Captain America, Wolverine, Black Widow. Dave, talk to me. Am I karate chopping? No, close,
Oh,
close.
close.
All right, but for what I paid for it and what it is, you guys know the cover right here. Pretty iconic. Excited to have that. So listen to Big Daddy John Ross. Hit that like button, everybody. All right, so that's my initial polls right there. All right, thank you very much, Lenny. Great job. Great job on that. I appreciate you working on all those books.
You're welcome. Hey, Jason just texted me. He says, regards and happy birthday and have fun.
Good, good. All right, because I got the Teen Titans book coming up. But
Right.
Dave has a book. So I'm gonna now turn this over to Dave.
We want Lenny to show
Lenny, yeah, show off 2 or 3 of your books. What did you got?
Okay. Now, show 2 or 3. All right. Why don't we just show off some of the Perez books? How's that?
Yes, let's do that.
Since we are showing off Perez books.
Yeah.
Here's one of my all-time favorites, iconic covers.
Yes, love it, love it.
And, forever it'd be, one of his most famous, I guess, covers.
Yeah.
For that. Very happy with that. Here's my
That was
other.
a great series, too. I mean, there's no, I honestly have to tell you, other than the John Byrne run of X-Men and the Chris Claremont John Byrne run,
Right.
the Titans run is just as good as the Crisis is to me. So if I could have a 1, it would be the Byrne Claremont run. My 2 and 2A would be Crisis and the Teen Titans by him. Oh my God, Lenny, look at that. Look at that right there.
And I just love that label. I mean,
Love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Love it.
And then his first ever DC work, which I was surprised it was in this book.
Really? I didn't know that.
Right. Nice.
Okay. Because Marvel, it was the Deathlock, right?
Yes. But in DC, it was this one, which took a little while to research, but it was between this and a Justice League book, and it turned out this was by a few months.
Really? A Murfinator's kicking us with some knowledge right here. Perez's birthday would have been yesterday. See? I mean, all things happen for a reason, man. I got the book. That is very freaky, Murph, that I got it back on his birthday and everybody else did. That's even unbelievable. My God. Great book, Lenny. Great. Now, how did you were like, did somebody turn you on to that, or you were like, let me see what his first DC work was, or?
Well, originally, like I said, I was pulling out the Justice League one, and it's a cover with Darkseid, right?
Yeah.
And I was swearing up and down that was it, and that was it. And then my buddy, who is really big in DC, he goes, "You know what, Lenny, you're wrong by a few months." And I was like, "Really? What is it?" He goes, "Flash, He reads me the number 289, and I said, "Really?" And I mean, I have the whole Flash run.
You do.
So,
Okay.
so I was like, "That's weird." And then when I researched it with him, and he was like, "Yeah, it's by a few months." So I was like, "Well, I like the Darkseid cover better, but this is his first DC." So I was like, "Well, I guess that one's going in for the signing."
Love it. Oh my God, that's amazing.
And it was already in the PC. I mean, I personally didn't care what condition at this point, but I mean, hey, it was an A5. It presents very well. The signature is right on the top. It's very clear.
Yep.
And it's for the legend. It's for the PC. So I really can't complain.
No, I dig it. I dig it. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. All right. So now you've got yourself something burning.
Like a candle.
I think the kids are outside. Yeah, the house is burning down, you guys. We got to run. No, it's okay. So cover the comics. That's run. Grab the X-Men 1 and the Wolverine or the Hulk 81. The kids are outside. So I have a book that Dave has. Now, Dave, why don't you tell everybody about this book? Because this is a huge book. It's near and dear to me. I love it so much. And go ahead, talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, so this is the ASM annual number 1.
Woo!
Ooh.
Back in like 2017. I was still getting back into the comics, and I was basically buying filler stuff to fill my Spider-Man run. And then I get to the point where I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford a ASM 1. So I found the ASM annual. Thought, okay, next best thing is, at that time, that was the oldest book I was purchasing.
Right.
And
Was it the most
it
expensive?
was the most expensive book.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it.
How much did you spend on
I
it?
spent $235.
Get out of here, $235.
Wow.
Oh my God.
In 2017. So last year I had it hanging on my wall, top loader. And I always enjoyed looking at it.
Yes, we love it.
And then one day I'm like, I want to take it out and read it. So I took it out of the bag. I started opening it. I got about 3 pages in, especially with the market, the way it's going with that book. And I said, I just put it back, sealed it up, and I ended up giving it to Michael Raphael, Spineworks.
Spineworks.
Lenny's partner.
Yeah.
And
you mean you gave it to these guys?
Yeah, those guys.
These guys.
Yeah.
And, so it's I'm real anxious because there was some writing on the cover that apparently Michael was able to get off.
Okay.
So I'm really interested to see.
Now, when you bought it, you weren't really grading books, right? Like,
no, I didn't
you
care about
you didn't care about the grade right there.
Yeah.
You still don't care about the grade, but the better the grade, the better.
Right, but at that point, I just wanted a copy of it. Again, the writing on it, I think it was like a it said 75. There's a 75 on it.
Right.
Like looked like a green wax mark.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
I think that's why I was able to get it for a better price, and I didn't care. I just wanted that copy, and so we'll see
what happens. But now, Lenny, let's talk about this from a presser standpoint, Lenny.
Okay.
Square bound book.
Well, as you already know, they're a lot harder to press due to the spine thickness, because if you put way too much pressure on the book, you will start squeezing the spine and make it worse.
Yep.
So it cannot be treated like a normal comic book, and it cannot come out with the same results like a normal book once it's pressed. It just you just can't take it to that level at times. There's some things that can be fixed easily, and then there's others that if it's deeper into the spine area, it's like a permanent mark, because if not, you could crush the spine.
Yep. And in this book, you've got like 6 or 7 pinups done by Ditko. And how many of them had the pinups ripped out? You know what I mean? So
I think that book had like 20 pinups.
Maybe the villains and Spidey, all that. So that's very important. But I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer.
So you're saying I could potentially get a green label?
You possibly could. Did you look? You didn't look through the whole
I didn't
thing.
look through that. That was before
I think
got
Michael probably did, though.
I'm sure
you would hope Michael did, right? Spineworks would definitely look at it. So somebody that's better than us did.
Right.
Okay. So you might get a green label. But
I let the professionals handle it.
What would be the disappointment grade?
There is no disappointment.
Really?
I think if it's a 3, a 2.5.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care.
All right, Dave. You're ASM annual 1.
He's a real
A.
Wait, I can't see.
4.0.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good stuff, man.
Wow.
Good stuff. Off white to white, blue label.
Mike magic on the thing.
Here, I'm gonna show your camera. There you go. Show that right there. That presents awesome, man.
You like that guy.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna highlight you. There we go, man. See if I can do this the right way.
Michael and the Spineworks crew.
Look at that white cover.
Right in between the vulture's wings. There was a
really
75.
Yeah, it's gone.
In fact, I have a picture of it. So
that would be a great comparison.
Yeah.
That'd be a good promo for Spineworks, right?
Right.
All right, guys, we're gonna bring Mitch on in 5 minutes. I promise. We're just gonna do the last book right now for this haul. So I know you guys want to talk to Mitch. I know you want to talk about Terrificon. But congrats, dude.
Congrats, Dave.
235. So probably CGC. You're gonna do it for $300.
Probably.
Guys, somebody in the live chat, let us know what the GPA on is.
This is going for?
Yeah, let us know. That's a big. It is, Chimbo. You're
I can
smart.
quick.
Know what GPA is on that. You know what I mean? That would be fun to find.
What color? What page is it? Off white?
Off white to white.
Yeah, 4.0. Solid, man.
That's awesome.
Solid. All right. Nice. All right.
So what do you want? You want your?
So I'm going to do my George Perez book, and then we've got one other book to talk about real quick, and then I'm going to bring on Mitch because I want to give him his due time. So this is DC Presents 26. This is the Green Lantern cover with the first appearance of the newer Teen Titans. I owned this book as a kid, but I must have traded it or got rid of it, and I forgot. I didn't want to buy it at full retail, but one day I went to Brickhouse Comics, and they had a really, really nice copy of it, and I bought it. And then as I was looking through it, Lenny, guess what it had in it? And I'm not a big fan of the Mark Jewelers insert.
You're not?
It had I don't actively collect it. To me, I understand the rarity of it, but it's not like. Go ahead, Lenny.
No, those are. I mean, Mark Jewelers are a big thing now, and it can also double, triple the value of a book depending on what the book is.
Really? All right. How about the first appearance of the new Teen Titans, signed by George Perez?
That'd be awesome, and with a Mark Jewelers. But just to let you know, Dave.
Oh my God, Shinmo just responded. Dave, are you ready?
Go ahead.
What do you think the last sale was? Just throw out a number.
I don't know, 1,500.
Oh my God.
Way off.
2,600.
Oh, no kidding.
2,600.
I think you did good.
I did good.
You think you did good? Look at this guy. He's so excited. Can you tell? Jesus Christ.
Doesn't know what to do with himself.
You just kicked your dog. You're so
No,
excited.
I look like a guy trying to open up your package. You should have opened for it.
But so that goes to tell you that Captured Collectibles really packs their stuff well, right?
Yeah, right.
Their shipping department is wonderful, right, Lenny?
Oh yeah, Monica knows how to package a book, man.
Yeah,
I tell you.
that's right. This is packed really, really well. So, all right, DC. Now, I thought this book was high grade, you guys, but again, I don't know what to expect. Eyeing it, I thought maybe 9.0, 9.2. Yellow label, George Perez. I mean, this is not leaving my PC. This is one of the books that I want forever. So, I mean, even if it came back in 8.5, I don't care. But again, the higher the better. So, Dave, what am I looking at? What are we looking at? The 9.6. That's it.
Nice.
That's it, man. That's it. That is it. That's it. That is it. The yellow label, George Perez. Can I see?
You want it?
I want to see my God.
Don't drop it.
Really? All right, here we go. I'm going to highlight myself. And get
I
going.
like that guy.
So 9.6 white pages, signed by George Perez on 5/1/22. Oh my God, unbelievable! To me, this is just as good. I'll let Dave show it. Just as good as a 9.8 because of the legacy of it and the fact that it is mine. And I just love the Teen Titans and just
great sig.
I'm excited. And look at the SIG. Look at the SIG, man. I'm telling you, 250 of them.
Jeez.
It's like it's just unbelievable. So just really, really cool. Unbelievable. So thank you guys very much for waiting. I can't believe I got this back on his birthday of his last signing. If I wasn't in front of 25 guys, I'd probably shed a tear. But to me, this is just amazing. So before we get with Mitch, I want to show you. Dave wants to bring this up.
Yeah, this was I've been reading Nightwing recently. It's on my pull list. So I was just flipping through. I think this is issue 92. It's I think it's last month.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just flipping through it. I'm reading it, and all of a sudden I get to this one page.
He's like, I want to show this book off. I'm like, why do you want to show this book off?
So
Like, what is so important about this?
So
Go ahead, show it right there.
it shows Dick Grayson with Barbara, and they go past a truck, a food truck. And look who's in the food truck.
Look at that. Do you see him, Lenny?
Yeah.
It's got
It's George Perez.
and Marv. It's a Marv.
Oh, and Marv is below him.
Yeah,
And Marv is below him. Oh, that's brilliant. That is
That's so
absolutely
cool.
That was awesome. I saw that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was appropriate for
Yes, I think it was really cool. I think it's really cool. Thank you for showing that off. So, all right, guys, I'm running 10 minutes late on our show. I want to bring Mitch on. So before we do that, we're going to give you a little bit of a Spineworks video so you guys know that there are sponsors and all the great things that they do. And we're going to have Mitch jump on with us and talk all things Terrificon because I know a bunch of us are going to be there. So let's see what Spineworks, if I can find it. All right, can do for us. Oh my God, Mitch is here with us.
There he is.
What's up?
Hey, Mitch, were you sleeping?
How's it
No,
going?
I'm talking to my son. He's
Oh,
trying
really?
to find what's the Apple password. I'm like,
Figure it out. Figure it
I
out.
don't know.
Well, first and foremost, how you doing? It's great to have you back in the grotto. We
Yeah.
have the king of the nerds, as self-proclaimed, right, on 99.1.
Yeah. Chaz and AJ came up with that one. Yeah.
What was the list today, Mitch?
Oh, today was top 10 movies and TV shows with dinosaurs because Jurassic Park was opening, so I try to tie into the movie there. So.
All right, it was Land of the Lost in there somewhere.
It was number 3. It was number 3.
Okay, there you go. See, Mitch, I pay attention to this. I watch this stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody has to, right? I mean, my
Somebody
God.
has to. Yeah. Flintstones and Jurassic Park, and then Land of the Lost.
Okay, all right. There you go. Now, Mitch, when you do that, you got to be in the studio at 4:00 in the morning.
No, so it depends. Sometimes, yeah, but no. Sometimes I just do it literally from the couch, and then I go back to bed because it's at 5:30 in the morning, and I go, I'm going back to sleep. So I do it, and then I hang up and go to sleep.
Okay, right. Probably because you're up all night dealing with all these superstars that are coming for Terrificon, right?
I am actually. I was just texting a dude now trying to figure out his flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It never stops. It never stops. Because I don't think I was talking about this on Chaz and AJ today. Most comic conventions have like a group, like a whole staff of people that do all this stuff, like that book the flights and book the hotels and car services and does the website. And I'm too cheap. I don't have any of that. I do it all myself. I don't trust it.
Yeah, no, I get it. And when we did like the swap, and it was me and Roger, we're going through all this. Every time I'm trying to do this, and I think to myself, we have 300 people. Mitch has 30,000. So many people there,
Yeah.
And, oh my God, that's just
Crazy.
unbelievable. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And
Yeah. No problem. I was listening to you guys talk about comics. I just started walking around my place going, oh, I think I got that issue. I got that.
Well, this was a big deal because it kind of George Perez's birthday yesterday. We got the books in. George Perez was at your Trumbull show once?
Bridgeport. He was at the show I did in Bridgeport for 3 days. He was supposed to be here in 2019, but we had scheduling and he had health issues. So, yeah.
That was like 2019 was like the kind of the slide, right? When you kind of knew things were bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, his health was not great to be, before that he had heart issues. He had diabetes. His eye had problems for years. I know he had like 13 surgeries.
Oh my God.
And then the cancer thing was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, how much more can this poor guy suffer?
Right.
That was pretty much it. So.
Yeah, understandable. So, but again, it was great to meet him. When I met him, I had a great time.
Oh yeah.
He gave it his all, And,
oh yeah, always. No, you'll never find another comic creator that I know of that was so fan oriented. I mean, he loved those kids. He loved everybody when it came to fandom.
Yeah. No, he really did.
Took his time with everybody. Made sure you all got a autograph or a sketch or just said hello or got a hug. Yeah. Nice.
No, and I think that was so important. I think like I had him autograph I had an Infinity Gauntlet t-shirt, like I had him sign that.
Oh yeah.
I regret not getting a sketch done by him, but you can only ask for so much. But I had him actually sign. There was these prints that came out like a bunch of years ago. There was these Batman prints. There was like 13 of them. They were black and white prints, and I gave a bunch of them away because I thought I'd be able to buy them and meet him again. But he told me every print that he signed, he told me something about it. Like there's this one picture of the Joker in a balloon, in a hot air balloon, and Batman trying to get him. And there's playing cards all over the place. And he said, do you see how many cards are there? And I go, a lot. And he goes, no, there's 51. And I go, and you did that? And he goes, because there's 51 cards in a deck. And I said, okay, I get it. So his attention to detail was really just amazing. So
I was Ordway and I, Jerry Ordway and I, we just did our podcast, and we did a whole thing about working with Perez because Jerry inked him on Crisis and a bunch of stuff. So we were talking about that, and George was famous for those big group scenes. Those big
huge. Yeah,
that was his specialty. And Ordway told me how George thought out all those sequences. It wasn't just a bunch of figures, punching each other in the head.
Right.
He would actually do the science behind it. Like, okay, these are flying superheroes, so the flying guys fight the flying guys, and the strong guys fight the strong guys, and who's going to win this one? And I mean, he literally, as if it was real.
Right. That's Crisis. I mean, those are the covers of Crisis.
But he always matched up all the heroes and the villains and, whatever, just perfectly. So it looked as realistic as it could, even though it's fantasy,
Yeah, right. That's amazing. Like, and then, and all I can think about is, those Crisis covers with the Anti-Monitor.
Yep.
And all the floating heads and everything like that. So really, really neat. So you had a great run, Mitch, with all these amazing artists,
I know. I still got my want list. I still got my wish list. I got Byrne on there.
Yes.
I got Brian Boland.
Yeah.
Dave Gibbons. Who else is it? Bill Sienkiewicz is on there. Bill almost came to Trumbull. It's so funny. He was supposed to come to the Trumbull, Connecticut show, and then he forgot that he moved to California. So I called him the week before. I said, "Hey, buddy, you're all set for next week, right?" He goes, "Oh no, I moved. I forgot to tell you." I'm like, "Where'd you move to?" He's like, "I'm in California now." I'm like, "You got to be kidding me!" So,
oh my god,
yeah, because he used to be in Stanford, which is like 25 minutes from here. But
right. Hey, what are you gonna do? So it's very funny because we were at the Little Giant Comic Show and they did the dinner with Serenko.
Yeah,
and it was very funny. Roger, myself, Mitch, and two other gentlemen were there. We were swapping stories, and Mitch, you are like the uncle that tells the stories and everybody listens.
Okay.
It's really, really funny. And one of my funniest stories to this day is when you brought Chaz Palminteri to the show.
Yeah,
and Capullo and Snyder were at a booth, and they had a line of like 150 people.
Oh yeah, it was packed. It was great.
Packed. And you told it, and Chaz Palminteri, in his thick Italian accent, 6'4", walks by. And who did he reference, Mitch? Who did he say? He goes,
he goes, what's going on over there? I said, oh, that's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. What do they do? I said, they write Batman and draw Batman. He goes, funny books? I go, yeah. He goes, it's like can you swear on your show?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Okay. He goes, it's like the fucking Beatles over there. Like, yeah. He goes, unfucking believable. And he goes, funny books, and he just walks away.
Oh my God. Now, we have so much more to talk about, but how does a guy like Chaz Palminteri end up at Terrificon? Like, did you?
He just called out of the blue. I was driving, and I just got an unknown caller, and I said, hello, and he goes, is this the guy that runs Terrificon? I go, yeah, who are you? He goes, it's Chaz Palminteri. I go, get the hell out of here. He goes, no, not get the hell out of here. I go, okay, what's the deal? He goes, no, I want to try one of these comic conventions. I want to see what it's like. Okay. And he goes, I'm coming to your show. All right.
Okay.
So I'll be there. Give me a table and a room. I'm like, you got it, buddy. And that was it. I mean, I didn't know what to do. What are you going to say no to the guy?
No, I know. You'll end up in the bathroom.
And the funny thing is, when we were in the other side of Mohegan, the convention center, I used to put all the actors in the lobby.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, it's too bright. It's too bright in here. I want to be in the inside where the dealers are. So I had to move his table in the inside. And the whole show, he sat there with a bowling shirt on and some sunglasses, even though we're inside, And it was something. He had a good turnout. I'll tell you that.
He did. I mean, he got my wife's money. We took a picture with him. He's one of my.
Did he?
Yeah. That's one of Andrew's favorite stories.
He took the banner too.
Did he?
We're done. He goes, I'm taking this. I go, yeah, go ahead. He goes, I'm going to put it in my restaurant in the Bronx. I'm like, all right. So I haven't been there, so I don't know if it's hanging in the back room or something, but maybe.
Oh my God. Jeez. Oh, that's amazing. But we also know that one year you had Flash Gordon and the Hulk in the same area, right? Like, I saw the two of them talking, and I said to myself, what could these guys be talking about? Sam Jones was saying, come on, Lou, we got to go out to this restaurant. They want us to come there together. And Lou goes, well, how much is it going to cost? And they're going back and forth. And I'm thinking to myself, the Hulk and Flash Gordon are talking about a dinner to this is crazy.
Yeah. No, that was Friday night, and they were guests of the restaurant's called Ballo over at Mohegan Italian.
Yeah.
And Lou Frigno and I were on Channel 8, local news station here that day at noon. They have like a 12 o'clock show, a news show. So we were on there, and Lou took over the whole show. He did the cooking segment. He did the weather. They couldn't get rid of him. So when he was doing the cooking segment, the guy goes, "Oh, I'm the chef at Mohegan," and Lou goes, "I'm going to be there for Terrificon," and he goes, "Oh, come on by."
Yeah.
I think he's just being nice, you know?
Yeah, right.
So we go to the back, and Lou's like, "The guy said, come on by." I'm like, okay, I was busy with the show, but Lou and Sam Jones, they went there. The guy had a private room, brought the thing, cooked the food at their table, gave him a $400 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And I keep getting texts. Is this comped? Are we paying for this? I'm like, no, Lou, it's free. It's free. Okay, fine. Are you coming? Because this is good food. I'm like, no, I'm busy. I'm running the show. So they ate like kings over there. And then, I mean, they're both in their 70s. Lou's 71. Yes. Sam's got to be in his 70s.
Yeah.
Then they went out to the nightclub, which is over there, called Avalon.
Yeah.
And there was, bridal parties and, girls having their bridal showers there. Yeah. So then Sam Jones gives away, well, he didn't have them, but he gives away 30 tickets to Terrificon to these girls. And the next day they're at the door and they're all trying to get in. I go, oh, who are you? Well, Flash Gordon told us we can come to the show with the Hulk. I go, well, they owe me money. And I call up Sam. I go, okay, each ticket's $30.
Yeah.
So you got 30 girls. You owe me like $900 or whatever. Yeah. I ain't paying that. I'm like, well, he goes, I don't know who they are. Tell them to get out of here.
Oh my God. Dude, the trials and tribulations of a comic book.
Actually, you know what's sad? Sam Jones has been texting me for 2 weeks now.
Really?
And, he wanted to come back, but I don't tell anybody. I turned him down for this year.
All right. Well, he's been there a lot, right?
He's been there a lot. I said to him, he's doing a show in New York on July 4th, Eternal Con.
Yep.
And you don't really want to have the same guests so close together,
Correct.
Because if you want to see him, you see him.
Yep.
So he's not going to draw anybody really new, and he's been here before, like you said. So I said maybe next year. You gotta put some distance,
You gotta put some distance. And I know you often say that with certain artists. So
yeah.
But Mitch, I want to introduce you to my good friend Lenny. Lenny's down in Florida. He's our presser. Lenny was just at MegaCon. Did you go down to that show, Mitch? Did you head down to Florida for that?
No, the farthest I've gone to like the Heroes thing. I've never made it to Florida, but I've been to Florida for other things, but not for shows.
Gotcha, right. And Lenny, you said it was just huge, right? Crazy.
It's just a madhouse, and they overbooked everything. They oversold in the booth space.
Oh, really?
It was crazy. I had a guy who spent, and funny, they charged him the year prior because he paid up front for 3 booths. A week before the show, he didn't get no information, nothing, and he's calling saying, "Hey, I paid for 3 booths. Why not?" Yeah. And they're like, "We don't have nothing on you. We don't have anything." He says, "What do you mean? I got a credit card charge of $3,000 something. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Well, we'll get back to you in a day or so." Yeah. Please, because I got to get my stuff ready and get it to the show. 2 days go by and they refunded him.
Oh wow, that sucks. No, I don't. I keep a tight ship on that. I got like a checklist. I got the floor plan. Every time someone buys a booth, I check it off so I know exactly how many I have at any given day. But I'll tell you what, the last couple of weeks is when everybody comes out of the woodwork. Everybody wants to buy a booth, and I'm like, "Hey, where the hell were you? They've been on sale since January. It's too late. It's over."
Yeah. I guess the reason why people do that is to wait to see if how many people will show up and feel that definitely worth it. So let me make a phone call because they probably feel that because they know you, Mitch, and say, "Oh yeah, Mitch will have a space for me."
Here's another dumb thing. Don't make your personal cell phone your business number because this thing doesn't stop all day long. And people are like, no, ignore, delete, or send a voicemail,
So, Mitch, you just had a situation and I appreciate your rant. All of a sudden, you've been getting messages about people wanting free booths and stuff like that. Or free
no, not free booths, free tickets.
Free tickets, yes.
Free tickets, yeah.
People you haven't talked to in a year, right?
People I haven't talked to in my whole life. I don't even know some of these people. They're like, "Hey, I'm a big fan, but for whatever reason, the cat died, the house blew up, it rained. I can't. I want to come to the show, but I don't have the money. So give me, a couple free tickets for Saturday only." They get specific on which days they want to. I'm like, wait a minute. What about the beggars can't be choosers? What happened to that?
Oh,
And I'm
my
like,
God.
well, wait a minute. If you don't have any money to buy a ticket, what the hell are you going to do with the show? You're not going to buy any books. They're not going to give you any books. Otto's not going to give you a free comic book, you know?
Right. Oh, my
Actors
God.
aren't going to give you free autographs. So that's not. Yeah.
So we do have somebody in the chat. I'm not familiar, but I'll give him a shout out. Dan Calvin. I'm excited to be tabling at Terrificon for the first time. He got
his table early. Smart man.
Smart man. So Mitch put this thing on Terrificon on Facebook saying, thank you very much for all those people that tried to get free stuff, but I don't even know who you are. I'm not giving you anything. Like, it's just unbelievable, right? Like,
no. Oh, the funny thing is, I said go to a gas station and ask for free gas, or go to the grocery store, ask for free food. See if that works for you, you know? And I went to get gasoline today, and I walked in, and the kid that's been there for years, I know him. He goes, hey, can I get some Terrificon tickets? And that kid I knew. I go, yeah, don't worry. He goes, I'm just kidding. I saw your thing. And on the way out, I go, hey, can I get some free gas? I need about 15 gallons. He goes, yeah, that ain't funny. I'm like, it ain't. That one is $5 a gallon. That ain't funny.
Yes, exactly. So I know you're kind of watching, like, I expect, because like what Lenny just said with MegaCon being such a big thing, I expect this to be like the Roaring 20s all over again. Like, for the restaurants that survived, I expect this to be the biggest show at Mohegan. And then, just so you guys know, if you don't have your rooms, you better book them now.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you, I added some more hotels.
Breaking news.
Yeah, if you can't go to Mohegan, because honestly, I'm going to tell you a secret here. Besides Terrificon, there's 2 major music shows going on that weekend.
Oh my God. With
Friday night. Yeah, Friday night, it's somebody called Shawn Mendes. I don't know him, but he's a big deal. That's Friday. Saturday's Toby Keith.
Jesus Christ.
That's another thing. And these are sold out shows, and that place holds about 8,000 or 9,000 people. Yeah. So you got to think, we're good with Terrificon because we get in early, so you'll have plenty of parking. But field parking later at night. Yeah. I mean, there's 14,000 free parking spaces there. But if you're going to go to a restaurant, I'm going to put the link up next week. Book your restaurant now. Book your what do you call it? Book your rooms, whatever you want to do. Just you got to get it done now. Don't show up the day of and think it's going to be there. You know?
Especially at the outside hotels too. The Motel 6, not the motel. It's like a Microtel and all those places, man. They're just
Microtel, the Holiday Inn. There's a Fairfield Inn, and the best thing about that area is there is about 50 hotels within 15 minutes from there. So if you can't stay there, they shuttle, and I mean, don't go crazy. Just stay down the street, man. You know,
don't go crazy. No, I'm booking there. I can't wait. You know,
hey,
go ahead,
I was gonna. Mitch, did Jason from Capture Collectibles reached out to you by any chance?
Which collectibles?
Capture Collectibles. He's tied with the Comic Mint.
I know. Yes, he did. He wants to sit next to Comic Mint. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a while ago. That was like last month. So yeah, we're good with him.
Okay.
Yeah, Mitch, you don't sleep. I mean, you got the West Coast people calling you. You got this, you know, like.
Oh man, we got people coming to the show from Spain this year, Australia, Germany, where else? England. So I mean, you know, it's gonna be crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot. But there's so many freaking creators there. It's not funny. Yes. I mean, you know, artists up to Yin Yang, writers. I mean, we got Garth Ennis, we got John Romita Jr.
This is what I got, Mitch, for you. I got these 2 guys right here. I loaded these 2 guys up.
Oh, yeah, look at that. There they are. I know those guys.
Romita Jr., Jerry Conway. I've never met either of them.
Oh, really?
No, I've never met either of them, and that's going to be huge for me to do. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do is, you guys know I'm a big fan of these, like, and I'm just going to show these slab stands right here that hold my comic books.
That's nice. I like that.
So I'm going to have Romita sign my Hobgoblin. Okay.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have slab stands for $25. Make me this stand with the Hobgoblin, but I'm going to have them leave a space, and I'm going to have Romita sign the stand itself.
Yeah.
Okay? Nice. Just because, and I'm going to do that with Conway for my whatchamacallit. So these 2 guys are amazing guys I've never met. And Mitch, I can't believe they haven't been to your shows before. Is it just?
Well, I've been trying to get. Jerry used to live here in Connecticut, and I remember when it was in August, he said to me years ago, I'm not coming back to Connecticut in August. I remember how hot it was.
Okay.
So as soon as I put it at the end of July, he was the first guy I called. Like, okay, it's not in August anymore. It's at the end of July. So technically you're all right. And then John Jr., for years, it's always been scheduling and how do we get a hold of him and this and that. And finally the stars aligned, and that's why he's going to be here this year. Because he's honestly not that far from Connecticut. So it's not been distance or anything. It's just been trying to get a hold of him because he's a busy guy, man.
Right. Now, Senior doesn't travel anymore.
No, he does not. No.
Yeah,
No.
understandable. You know, but Jerry Conway, I can't wait to meet.
Yeah.
So I made a couple other slides too, Mitch, that maybe we could talk about. These guys
Sure, go ahead.
are important. Look at this, Starlin and Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've met Starlin before. I know he's a fan of the show.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
But Larry, I have forgot. Well, I don't know how to say this, but I love G.I. Joe, so very important to me. I just found a really inexpensive copy of the silent issue. And I'm going to ask Larry to do a remark of Storm Shadow on that cover.
Oh, nice. Hey, I've got the guy that's the voice of Storm Shadow at the show.
Look at this. Double signed.
Because I'm doing a salute to G.I. Joe's 40th anniversary, the great, the Real American Heroes show.
Really? One of the greatest cartoons. Look at Letty. Look at this,
He's
Letty.
got his. Yeah. So besides having Larry there, I've got the voice of Duke, the voice of Storm Shadow, the voice of, is it Quick Kit or something like that?
Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah, he's one there too. And then I got Adrian Palicki, who was Lady Jane, I believe.
Yes, I have that too. Yes.
G.I. Joe Part 2.
Oh my God, my G.I. Joe number 1 is going to get.
So that's a panel that you're going to have? Is that one of the?
Well, I got a couple panels. I got one panel room's all comic related, and then the other panel rooms are all media guests, like TV guys and animation and all that stuff. So it depends on which one you're going to go to. There's a lot of overlap.
Love listening to the panels. You love hearing these stories. I mean, it's just.
I'll tell you what. The reason why I haven't posted the panel schedule yet is because I'm trying to get the best ideas. You know what I mean? I look at this list and I go, all right, let's get this guy, and this guy to talk about this. Wait a minute, I got this guy here. Because one of the things I kicked myself about is in Bridgeport, I had Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Yep.
I had George Perez.
Oh, geez.
And I had Phil Jimenez.
Wow.
And all three of those guys worked on Wonder Woman at one point in their careers. And then I had guys' granddaughter, Christy Marston, was there too, that created Wonder Woman. So I'm like, holy geez, I should have had a Wonder Woman panel, but I was too busy doing Charlton Comics panel and, Klaus Janson panels and, too much, man. Too much.
One of my favorite panels is when you had it was the anniversary of the death of Craven or Craven's last time.
Oh yeah. I have DeMatteis.
Zach was there.
Zach. Yeah. And John DeMatteis. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that. Listen to those guys talk about Bob McCloud, Pink and Zach.
Bob McCloud, yeah, he was there too.
Enjoyed seeing what McCloud did with his.
Yes, I know. Oh, I've got other slides.
Well, no, I was going to say one of the best ones that year was Mike Zeck, and I think it was John Beatty and Jim Shooter talking about the Secret Wars.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and before they went in there, Zeck talked to me. I've known Zeck since I was 13 years old because we used to live in New Haven. He used to buy books. We went to the same comic shop. So he said, they hated each other. They fought like cats and dogs in the making of Secret Wars. Zeck and Shooter, they were fighting over that last issue because there's such deadline issues. He said, if you had asked me 30 years ago to sit in a panel with them, I would have told you no to your face. But now people mellow as they get older. And he was like, oh, all right. And then he sat and they talked. So that was fun to do.
Yeah,
not Neil Adams and Roy Thomas though. That's another story.
That was never
right.
That's another one. So just to have those guys in one spot is just amazing. But Mitch, Zach is gone, right?
From what I've heard, Mike's moving to Singapore or the Philippines. Someone told me something like that.
Lenny, have you heard that too about Mike Zach?
He's gone.
Yeah,
he left the country. He's coming back
here anymore. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm glad I met him when I could.
You
so.
did, yeah. Great artist, yeah, great
You're
guy.
great artist, great. And I Jim Shooter speaks volumes about Mike Zeck.
Oh yeah.
And the more and more I start looking at it, that one book I just picked up recently, and Mitch, I know you would appreciate this, is the Captain America cover with
Oh,
on the
Death
cover.
with the gun.
Yes,
I knew you were.
That is so iconic.
Yeah,
so iconic. So all right, so I did. So I talked about Starlin and Larry.
Larry was here a couple years ago, but he's coming back. So
yes,
and Starlin's been here like 4 times already. So yeah,
can't wait to see Starlin again. He was just such a nice.
You know what's so funny? When I do these graphics, I go to put all the best books that I read, my favorites behind them.
Yeah.
And there's so many for some of these guys. That's why you'll see some guys have like 3 or 4, and some guys have like 7, because I can't figure out which books to put behind them. Because oh no, that was a good book. Oh no, this was a better.
The Death of Captain Marvel was so iconic.
Yeah, and they got Warlock, you got Death in the Family, and I got Mike DiCarlo's coming to the show, who grew up in my neighborhood, and he's the one that inked the Death of the Family right there.
Oh my God, amazing! So the next one I put together was Jerry Ordway, right? Who is there all the time, and I've got a great idea. So Mitch, maybe we can talk off camera. I got a great idea. Jerry Ordway sketch. We'd love to have Jerry Ordway do a sketch. But Fabian Nicieza, am I saying that right?
Yeah, Nicieza.
Now he is the co-creator, right, Mitch? We have to say that politically correct.
Yeah.
Politically correct. So
yes, that's correct.
And from what's my knowledge, he hasn't been at Terrificon yet, right?
No, he has. He was there in 2015.
He was okay.
I don't wait. 2016. He was there in 2016.
Okay,
I can tell you exactly where he sat. We were in the old building. He was by the loading doors against the wall. So God. Across from Peter David. Yep.
All right. Well, look at that. And then Jerry, of course, your partner in crime.
Yeah.
And the Batman book. It was very funny. Somebody, a good friend of ours in the comic book community, bought that Batman book, right, at the show, had Jerry sign it, gave it to Capture Collectibles, and the book came back at 9.8.
No way, really?
Yes. Oh yeah. Wow. And it was one-stop shopping. Bought it, had it signed, sent it in, came back at 9.8, and good friend of ours from the channel. So really excited.
Roger picked that. Is that the same book Roger picked up?
No,
he picked up that book at the at your swap.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So maybe he'll have that signed. So excited for that. And then another one I put together was Mr. Jim Shooter and Ron Garney. I mean, Jim doesn't play. He is a straight shooter to coin.
Yes, he is.
Right, Mitch?
Yes, he is. Yeah. I just picked up yesterday at my local comic shop Superman 199. I think it was it's the Superman versus Flash cover that Jim wrote when he was 16 years old.
Yes.
So I'm going to get him to sign that for me too.
Right. And the whole story about that, remember that. And Lenny, you know this story about Shooter. When he was in Pittsburgh, wrote a letter. Marvel said, come talk to us. And he's like, well, I got to tell my mom about this. And they're like, how old are you, right? Like,
no, it was DC. It was more Weisinger.
Oh, it was DC. Okay, yeah, right. But they were like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
But but when I've met Jim once or twice, and let me tell you something. He is the leader that I would be like, all right, dude, you want me to do it? I'll do it. Because I can't imagine him coming in and saying, I need this done, and I need this done by now, and you need to do it that way. And I go, okay, I'll do it,
No, I got to tell you, that's why, people you hear love and hate stories about Jim Shooter. But the best books that we grew up with all came under his editorials. And I was like, hey, man, he got the job done. I mean, he got Simonson, and Miller, and Byrne, and Claremont. I mean, all these epic stories that we talk about were all done while he was editor-in-chief. So he was like, he was doing something right there.
Right. And I love to talk about Jim. When I talk to Jim, I love to talk to Jim about the death of Phoenix.
Yeah.
And you hear the story from his point of view. Then you hear it from Chris Claremont's point of view. And then you hear it from Louise Simonson's point of view.
Yeah.
And how if they didn't kill Phoenix, the X-Men would have spent 50,000 issues trying to save her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To go back to prison. And then they had to kill her. And then Claremont came in one day and said, I'm just going to kill her. And Jim said, that's a great idea. And it was this whole thing. And, there's 3 sides to every story, right, Mitch?
Oh, yeah. That's true. Somewhere in the middle is the truth.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle is where you find the truth. And then, Jim Shooter had told me once, he's like, but Louise was at that meeting. And Louise said, that's not true, Chris. You said this. And, but again, Marvel lore, right? So,
well, Jim Shooter, like Mitch said, he kind of got every, the big thing with Marvel was the continuity and making sure everything fit. And, this character was in this issue and he couldn't be in this issue at the same time. And Shooter really made sure that all that stuff was in continuity and sense.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. All right, so we've got one of our friends, Pope of Chilitown, says it's on my cell sign.
Oh, okay.
I do have Kevin Conroy ready to go.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
He's awesome. He is awesome.
Lenny, you met him?
Yes, actually, I've met him twice in New York Comic Con with my son, and then last year at LA Con. And I just love the entrance he does. He comes in and he has his entourage. And then what he does his famous, like the Batman adventure, from the cartoon series.
Yeah.
And he gets on a chair. He goes, I am Knight. I am, he gives that whole spiel. I am Batman. And everyone just goes crazy. And, and if you think about it, he is the longest running Batman.
Yeah.
Even though he's the voice. But he's been doing it longer than anybody else.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
No, he's a great guy. He's one of the local guys. I grew up in Connecticut too, in Westport. So there you go, another Connecticut guy.
Okay.
There you go.
Has he been at Terrificon before?
He was there the first time we were at Mohegan in 2015.
Really?
And like Lenny said, he did the whole bit where he got up on the table and like, I am vengeance, I am the Knight, I am the Batman, and everyone's screaming.
I just go crazy. I was amazed. And the line at LA, oh my God, they had to do his scheduled hours.
Yeah.
The weird thing is that the way they have it at LA Con, they have an app that you had to sign in, pay for your signature up front, and it'll tell you what schedule slot you have to be in to get that signature.
Well, that's good for them. They might have more people than I do. So, but it's still an intimate, small show. Even though there's 20, 30,000 people, it's still not crazy like that. We're not Disney World. We're more the backyard carnival type of stuff still.
The old school I grew up with. I mean, I've been collecting comic books, dealing with it for 42 years now.
Yeah.
And I tell you, growing up in New York, because I'm born and raised in the city, and I actually lived and grew up in Hell's Kitchen back in the day. So.
Oh my God.
No. And the best thing is we got something that no one's ever had before. We got Superman next to Batman. We got Tim Daly, the voice of Superman from the animated thing. Never did a goddamn comic convention in the United States before Terrificon. So if you want the world's finest, the only place you're going to get him this summer at Mohegan.
I had that ready. I missed that in the clip.
No, I announced him yesterday. I did the floor plan. I put Tim Daly right next to Batman. And then on the other side, we got Susan Eisenberg, who was Wonder Woman on the cartoon.
Yes.
After her, we got Phil Lamar, who was the Green Lantern.
Yes.
In Static Shock. So I got them all going to, and I even got Shazam for God's sake.
Can you believe, especially with the hype of Black Adam, the fact that you have the original Shazam?
The original Billy Batson and Shazam. Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you remember that, right? You're of that. Lenny, we are of all of that age. Like I was a little bit younger, but I remember the van and everything. And
the van. Yeah. They just opened an RV place on the way to my comic shop, and I drive by it and I see them, and all I can think of is, if you're buying one, you got to put that lightning bolt thing on the front of the truck.
Oh my God. So, all right. So we had, we've got Jim Shooter and Ron Garney. So really cool about Ron Garney is I've got a Berserker cover. I've got a blank.
Oh yeah.
And I would love to have, so Mitch, what I've been doing is I've been doing these mashups of Jean Grey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reach out to Ron Garney and I have a blank Berserker cover and I'm going to have him do a Jean Grey Berserker mashup that I want to do because you know what? Like for me, for my collecting, and I'm sure everybody will agree with me, you can only chase the big keys so much, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you're independent wealthy, I'm not, whatever. But I've diversified my collection, and I was looking at this. I'm like, Ron Garney's going to be there. The Berserker was a great book. I got a blank one. I mean, why don't I get that done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really cool. So
No, Garney's a great guy. I went to college with Garney and Michael Jai White, and I always tell people, and they were all at the show a couple years ago. And
Yes.
I'm thinking, did I ever think for a brief moment in the '80s when I was in New Haven that there's Ron Garney, future artist, and there's Black Dynamite and Spawn next to me too. Yeah, there, So.
Oh my God, CT Jazz King, thank you very much. We appreciate that. All right.
Hey,
and,
well, better yet, did they?
have you ever tried to get Todd McFarlane?
Mitch saying this is
I'm
the guy.
sorry, who?
Have you ever tried to get Todd McFarlane?
I did try to get Todd McFarlane, and we talked to him, and I know it sounds far off, but he says he'll be here in 2025. And the reason why is because that's when the new Spawn movie comes out, and he's going to go around promoting it. So I try, but that's what I got a rain check for 3 years now.
3 years. All right.
Okay, well, yes,
three
I'm
years.
gonna
Hey, when I was a kid, we used to have to wait 3 years for the Star Wars movies. So it'll go by faster than you realize, So.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's fantastic. So, all right. So we had Jim Shooter on Garney. Then I did want to focus on some independent artists.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Gary Brown and Power Kid Comics are going to be there set up also,
Yeah.
And Ryan Gary Brown that has done the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then Power Kid Comics, my brother Brett. We're working on something really cool for Terrificon. I can't tell you any more about that. I get a missile dropped on my head if I say any more. But we will be right next to him and at Terrificon, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So the independent artists will be there. I can't wait because it's just a great way to get newer art. Just things, support local is what we like, right, Mitch? Support local.
Yeah, no. It's too funny because today on the dining room table, I laid out a lot of my Captain America sketches that I got over the years.
Yes.
And I took a picture of them because I'm trying to do an ad for the show saying, hey, don't forget to get commissions and sketches while you're at Terrificon. And I put Ryan's Captain America cover he did for me.
Yep.
Because he's got a unique style, It's not like all the other guys. And you'll see it next week when I put the picture up. But you know what the good thing about this, and your brother too, Brett, I've had these folks at my shows, and I've been doing this now for 10 years. So I've seen these guys go from just starting out to doing, a real cover for like an IDW or a Dark Horse. And now I see them doing all these other books and their own stuff. So it's really cool to watch people evolve and keep growing with their talent.
And Brett, I know Brett has been like with you since Trumbull, I guess. Right? Which Trumbull, Mitch? Clarify.
I'm gonna say Trumbull, but
Trumbull,
it might
right.
It's starting to blur into each other now and then.
Yeah, I know it's starting to blur. But anyway, I did want to highlight these guys because they are important community guys, and you don't have to get the big sketch. The other George Deep did an amazing. I'm going to turn this off real quick. George Deep did an amazing Phoenix Captain America match.
I saw that when we were at the show.
Oh my God! It brought me to. I'm getting sentimental. I'm getting old, but it was just amazing, and hopefully George will be there. So
yes, he is. He's there.
Yeah, George will be there too. Just so another reason.
I had him do a Creature from the Black Lagoon for me.
Did you really?
Yeah, just a
really?
Yeah.
I saw him last year at the free comic book day. They came out amazing.
Yeah,
I just realized I love the Swamp Thing. I got to get somebody to do me a Swamp Thing Captain America.
Yeah, Mitch, that would be great. Look at that.
I know, right? I was just thinking of that. That'd be a weird mashup, huh?
That would be a weird mashup. It'd kind of be like I don't know, like you'd have to have the shield, but it'd have to be very like.
No, you'd have to get like the mask with the big carrot nose and the things coming down the side. And
I know, unbelievable. All right, so then I know we did talk about Kevin Conroy.
Yep.
Which is just going to be fantastic. All 3 days, Mitch.
All 3 days. Yep, he's coming in from New York.
All right. And then, we've got some great eye candy. We've got Adrian Palicki here.
Yeah. She's coming in from the Orville, John Wick, and all that other stuff. Yeah.
And Orville, great. I know Mitch and I are Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
We love Orville. Yeah. Orville.
You didn't get Ted in the show either?
What's that, Lenny?
You didn't get Ted in the show?
Ted? Oh, you mean Sam Jones?
No, the teddy bear or the guy who does the voice. What's his name?
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I've got like 5 of the 7 people on that show coming to the show, Terrificon, and Seth MacFarlane's one of the two I do not have.
Gotcha.
And people are like posting, I bet he's going to announce Seth MacFarlane. And I'm reading this stuff, laughing, going, well, I don't think that's going to happen, but he's from Connecticut. Maybe he'll show up, come and support the hometown. You know,
we'll buy a ticket and
maybe he'll. Yeah, you never know.
Tell us a story about, was it Tommy Lee from Motley Crue there?
Oh yeah. No, what I was just saying. Imagine if Seth MacFarlane wants a free ticket and I hang up on him and it turns out to be him.
Oh my God.
Ticket, you bastard. No, the first year we were there, Tommy Lee was there with the Motley Crue, right?
Motley Crue, yeah.
And then the opening for him was Alice Cooper.
Yes.
And they were there on Sunday, and Alice Cooper's a huge golf player.
Yeah.
So he was there on Sunday morning, went and played golf, and then he found out that the Terrificon was in the building, and he loves comics. He was a big Neil Adams fan, and he wanted to come down to the show. So before Alice came down, there's this big dude walking around the floor, like big, but he's got like a Mohegan security guy with him. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? But he had a mask. And I'm like, who's that guy? They go, that's Tommy Lee. I go, the drummer, Pam Anderson's, husband or whatever. They go, yeah, that's him. So he wandered around and was shopping for no one knew he was there. Nobody knew who he was. They just thought he was another guy. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
And you're just like, okay, come on.
That's
dude.
when he had the drum stand that did the circle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because that was going on at the arena that night. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm just going to tell you, this is a very funny. One time you had this Kiss lookalike band.
Oh, yeah.
And
You know who that was?
No.
You know the guys that make the Charlton Comics movie?
Yeah.
That was them.
Was it really?
That was the guy Keith and Jackie. They were all dressed up like Keith, like Kiss, and they had the shoes and the makeup, and they walked around. And Kiss was playing there that night.
Yes.
And people thought it was really Gene Simmons in the crew wandering to the show. Yeah.
And I remember I was going up the elevator, and there's Kiss coming down the elevator, and Everett, my oldest, my 17-year-old, who was like 8 at the time, was right next to me, and I see, and automatically I yell, "You wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the world, Kiss!" And I yelled it at like 11, and Everett's looking at me like, "Dad, you can shut your mouth, you don't have to say that." But I'm like, "Look at this, how often do you say that, Oh my God.
Well, I tell you what, being at that Mohegan Sun is like being in the Star Wars bar. You don't know who's going to walk in at any time. You know what I mean? It's like, because there could be people there just to go out for the weekend or celebrities. A lot of people live in Connecticut. So you don't know who's going to just pop into the show and you're like, hey, look, it's so-and-so. And, it happens.
It's just crazy. It's just,
we try to get Peter Dinklage to come to the show because he was up the street at it's called the Goodspeed Playhouse or the Godspeed
Playhouse. Yes.
Yeah. And he was doing Cyrano de Bergerac. And he had just come out in Infinity War.
Yeah.
And what was his name? The guy with the main Thor.
Pip Patrol. It's not Pip Patrol.
No, not Pip Patrol. The other guy.
Yeah. No, I know that. Yes.
Yeah, so he was there, and we were calling him up, and we're like, it's only 20 minutes drive right down the Route 2 or whatever. You can be here in and out for 5 minutes. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I got a show to do.
Jesus.
But
all right,
we tried.
Shout out to our good friend Mike the Beast Benston for a $4.99 super chat. You can't go wrong with Otto, Lenny, Dave, and Mitch.
7th time going. That's right.
7th time going. So you know what? Because we all are going to do this. We're going to be burning some money, and we're going to be showing some money. So
hey, I got Bob Sugar on the other line. I better hear you say it.
Yeah, no. Show you the money.
Not show you. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money.
That's it, brother. But you got to yell that shit.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Jerry.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate that. All right. But Mitch, I was on the website, and I guess this has to do with the trials and tribulations of a comic book promoter.
Yeah.
Like the year that John Barenthal.
Oh God, yeah.
And then poor Adam West, God rest his soul.
Oh yeah. You know what? It's so funny you say that. That was today. That was in 2017 on this day, 5 years ago.
Adam West
died. Yeah, because what happened is it was
Has it been
June.
that long? Oh my God,
It
my
was-
hero. My
It
God,
was
I got
June
pictures
10th.
all over the place.
Yeah, no, it was June 10th. It was a Saturday,
Yes.
and I had just driven down to Mohegan Sun with 25,000 flyers
Oh,
saying the last appearance of Adam West as Batman in New England because he was going to do Terrificon, and that was it. He was going to retire. And John Cimino, you know Cimino.
I've heard
Oh,
of him.
I'm on the way. You've heard of him. I'm on the way back on 95, and he calls me at 9:30 in the morning. Where are you? I'm like, I'm just coming back from Mohegan. What were you doing there? I said, I just dropped off 25,000 postcards. Go back and pick them up. Why? Because Adam West is dead. I'm like, no. And I pulled over, and I'm like, you better be kidding. He goes, I'm not kidding you, dude. Turn the radio on. And I turned the radio on, and sure enough, they're saying, oh, breaking news. Batman star Adam West dies at 89. I'm like, no.
Oh, my God.
So I had to go back, and I had to pick up the 25,000 postcards and the posters and what a crazy thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend, but as a comic book promoter,
Yeah.
you had to turn this and you turned it into a tribute to him.
Oh yeah.
Which is amazing. And he is my true hero. I met him twice. And I'm so thankful to do that. So the fact that all these things are happening between the George Perez signing and all these things are happening, I truly believe everything is meant to happen for a reason. But unfortunately, not to say that the star is anywhere near there, but our buddy who played Hawk canceled, Mitch.
Yeah, well, Wednesday night. What did it say? Friday?
What's his name? I forget it. I'm sorry.
Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson, who played Hawk.
Yeah, but he's on the show Reacher. Well, he got cast. He got cast in this new Fast and the Furious movie.
Yes.
Which is great for him.
Yes.
And I think it's number 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they announced it, I called. I said, "Is this going to be a problem?" They said, "Oh no, don't worry about it. He's going to film in May, and he'll be done by middle of June.
Yeah.
So he'll be at your show. Don't worry about it." Well, I don't know if you've been following the saga of the Fast and Furious movie.
Oh God! Well, yes.
Well, what happened is the first director quit after a couple weeks.
Yep.
Because he was having problems with Vin Diesel not showing up on time.
Yep.
And now they had to get a new director. And you can't just show up and take over like it's nothing. You got to hey, what's going on? Who are you people? So they got this guy, Louis Latour, who directed the Hulk. And what was the other? Oh, the Clash of the Titans. He did the Hulk movie with Edward Norton, that guy.
Did he really? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So now he's the new director for Fast and Furious 10. But everything got pushed back a couple weeks so he can get his feet on the ground and figure out what they're doing now. So it's like a domino effect.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I get to think, well, now production's pushed back to the end of July, so he's going to be filming, a $1 million movie down here. He can't show up. So
right.
The good news is, because it's in the contract, if they cancel, they have to, do next year as a making. So,
interesting. All right,
he'll be here next year,
Yeah,
So, but then the next year, he'll have another season of Reacher. He'll have the Fast and Furious 10 movie coming out in late May or June. So he'll be a bigger star.
He died in Titans. Did he die in Titans?
He got blown to bits, buddy.
Yeah,
He got blown to bits. And I enjoyed Titans.
He had a bomb on his heart, and
Yes, that's right.
Superboy didn't get there.
And I enjoyed him in Titans. I thought
he was
good.
good.
My point was now I don't have to go and buy a first appearance of
Hawk and Dove. Yeah, I was going to buy it.
Yes,
I'll tell you what a curse is. Every time I hear one of these actors are coming, I go out and I try to buy the act figure or the pop or something, and every time I do it, they end up canceling. So I have over here a Hawk one that's not going to get signed this year. A couple other figures. I have a Bernthal Punisher that's not going to get signed by Bernthal. So whatever.
Right, Bernthal, what happened with him? He was
doing
Daredevil? No,
the Ferrari picture. Ford versus Ferrari.
Ferrari, right?
Yeah,
right.
He was. He's another one. He was all set. They just wrapped up the Punisher. He was in Brooklyn.
Yep.
He had his address. He was going to drive himself from Brooklyn to the show,
which helps you, right? That helps you.
And, yeah, no flight. And then next thing you know, I talked to Michael Cudlitz, who was on The Walking Dead, and I was at EternalCon in Long Island, and he was talking to me. He goes, "Oh, is Johnny coming to your show?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I don't think so." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, he's going to go do this Ford versus Ferrari movie with Matt Damon and the Batman guy, whatever, I can't think of his name, Christian Bale."
Yeah, Bale.
And I said, "No." He goes, "Yeah." He talked to me the other day. He's got a gig, man. And I'm like, oh, we'll see. Sure enough, the Monday morning I got a call. Hey, Bernthal's got a movie. He can't do it. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do? God forbid they pass up $1 million paycheck to come to Connecticut.
Yes, it's signed our books. It's signed our stuff.
I know.
So, all right. So, Mitch, if we could, I've kept you for quite a long time.
No, go ahead.
Up to some Q&A. If you guys have some questions, we'll field them. I know, Mitch. People are asking about J. Scott Campbell.
He's on my list now. The thing is, before podcast became a big deal, I've been doing the Indiana Jones podcast for 14 years now.
Yes.
And J. Scott Campbell's a huge Indiana Jones fan. And remember the sketch cards? Remember Topps?
Yes.
They would do sketch cards. So J. Scott Campbell did a lot of those. So he and I sat down years ago. And I got his email. I got his phone number. And I try to get him all the time to come to Terrificon. But what sucks about summer conventions? People go on vacation. People plan stuff. You got to be careful about the summertime because that's when a lot of these guys want to go and have a life. Go figure.
Right.
And so that it's only been a matter of time. But I'll get J. Scott Campbell sooner or later. It's just trying to sync things up. Like Walt Simonson isn't coming this year because he and Louise are going on vacation that week.
Right, but they've been cooped up in the house for 2
I know. But it's like one of those things. If it was a week earlier, they could make it. If it was a week later, they could make it. But I had to pick that 1 week.
Right. And when you schedule that week is, when is it? It's August. It's July.
No, it's July 29th. And then look what I got. I got San Diego Comic-Con the week before me.
Yeah.
Nothing I could do about that.
No.
I'm over here. The problem, too, is with COVID, a lot of events got canceled. So Mohegan Sun had to cancel like a year or so worth of events. And then when everything opened up again, everyone's trying to find whatever weekends open. So I'm locked in for about 4 or 5 years, thank God.
Yep.
But all the weekends disappeared. I tried to do I just called them last week to do a show in November of 2023. They're all booked up. There's no convention space open, and we're talking over a year and a half from now.
Right.
That's how crazy things have gotten too.
Yeah. So we do have a question from Mike, our good friend, the Beast Benson. Alan Moore.
Alan Moore would not come to here. No, forget it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Lenny.
No, hey, Alan Moore's he lives in England.
Yeah, he lives in England. That's why it's not going to happen.
And
right.
And he's one of the toughest people to get over to come to the States.
Well, he's a real cranky guy, right?
He's a cranky guy. Copy 801. No, Jimmy and Amanda will be back next year.
Gotcha. But they have been there before, right? They
were just here last year. Honestly, what I try to do is I I know people might get mad at me, but I try to have people skip, do every other year.
Right, I mean, of course.
Ordway's here all the time because he lives down the street from me and I can't get away from the guy. But no, I try to change it up because you don't want to have the same guest list every year because then people go, I already seen those guys.
I already seen him or I already met him. But
a lot of the local guys, you'll see Garney and Kupperberg and Mike DiCarlo because they're locals, so they'll come into the show.
I'm sorry, and I forgot to look. Is Klaus coming? Klaus Jansen?
Klaus will be back. Yeah, he'll be back.
Yep. Okay, gotcha. And then I know you had Claremont a few years ago.
I did. I had him in 2019. Yeah.
So we're spacing that out. Maybe he's come back again.
Maybe next year. I'll tell you, I'm trying to get Arthur Adams. That's on my list.
Oh my God! Oh look, we would love that.
Stranger Cat.
We're just a bunch of fanboys geeking out right now. We're just my God, So, and then you do have some wrestlers coming, which I'm very shocked about.
Well, look,
and you have to go by what people are asked for, right, Mitch?
I'm going to tell you because I said years ago, I'll never have any wrestlers, I'll never have any movie actors, I'll never have any of that. But look, the sad reality, not sad reality, but the reality of the situation is diminishing returns. I mean, it's great that Lenny and you guys are all into comics, but the world in general isn't us. I mean, I wish it was, but no, I don't wish it was because they'd steal all the good books from us. But what happens is
Too many of us.
You get these comic book guests, and dude, you could read the comments when I post John Romita Jr.'s coming and Jerry Conway. For every 20 guys like you comic fans that get excited, then you see the snotty comments like, who the hell are these people? I don't know. When will you get movie stars? Your guest list sucks. I'm like, you can't please everybody.
No, you can't.
I try to hold on to make it a pure comic book convention, but the reality is you got to bring in some wrestlers. You got to bring in some soap opera people now and then, because if you don't, they're going to stop coming. I mean, I'll have the dedicated core fan group, but you're going to have
a amount of people. I agree.
I gotta pay bills. It's a reality. I got to pay the Mohegan. I got to pay the airline.
But Mitch, I mean, this was very funny when we were at, again, Little Giant, which was a great show.
Yeah.
We talk about it. He was telling us about how, people that have political views, which said and done with, I don't want to talk about that, but people were giving Mitch crap. How could you have that person because he's this kind of person or this kind of, and Mitch goes, I don't care. I just want him at my show.
Yeah.
Right?
I gotta tell you that, and it's not all bullshit. This is from the heart. It's pure. And I'm telling you, when I was a kid growing up, I would first off, I'd read the comic book. And then I'd read like the artist, because the art is what got me to get the book. I'd open it up and see who the artist was, and then the story was almost secondary, Yeah. But all those names that you saw on the masthead, the Bill Mantlos, the Steve Ditkos, Frank Giacoya, I didn't know what those or who they were or what they were, or they were just little names, little words on a book. And in my mind, it's like, like magic elves that go in the middle of the night that make these books. Like, what's a Jim Starlin? There's no internet. We don't see what they look like. We don't know who they are. And they were just people, and you buy a book because you noticed the same name was on a book that you liked. And you're like, oh, this guy makes books that I like. And that's all there ever was to it. It's a very pure hobby. It's something that you enjoy because you enjoy the stories. You enjoy the artwork, who they are, who they voted for, what religion they are, what color they are. That was like not even a thought. No one really cared. I know. And I still don't care. I mean, I care about people, but I really don't. Whatever you do, you do. That's your life. You got to live your life. I'm not your mom, your dad, your conscience. I'm just trying to make a comic book show and bring in the fans that I like that wrote, oh, look, here's a book. Here's a book right here. Look, I like this book.
Love it.
Look, I like that book. I mean, that's all. That's all it is. I like you play baseball as a kid. You play baseball. You like baseball. You like the sport. You like hitting the ball. You like running the bases. You like the smell of the grass in the summer. You like the bubble gum and the pumpkin seeds or whatever the frig they're spitting out.
Oh my God!
Give it I don't want to swear, but I get so mad. I go, guys, take that shit and take it to a local bar. I'm not getting into this. I am here for 17 hours a year. That's as long as Terrificon is. When you add it up, it's 17 hours. It's all about getting some great comic books, getting some great sketches, getting some great stories about the behind the scenes that made that book happen.
And the memories of it.
It's about shaking hands with the guy that you watched on Saturday morning when you were 5 years old. It's about meeting the guy who's the voice of the Batman. God bless all these people. I'm sure they're all, politically active or religious or whatever it is. But for those 17 hours, everyone's coming together as a bunch of fandom to enjoy what makes us happy. That's all it is. It really is. It's that simple. You go to Disney World. Do you really think the guys that are running the rides and the guys that's wearing the Mickey Mouse head and the Goofy head think the same way you do? You think they go to the same church that you do? You think they voted for the same person you do?
Right.
No. But for the time, it's just stop. Just cut it out. Really.
This is great, Mitch. You are preaching the gospel right now of comic books.
I know. Yeah. He reminds me of when Tom Hanks was like, "There's no crying in baseball."
Yes. Well, it's funny, and you only know what you know. And I mean, I'm a Silver Age, Bronze Age collector. And for those of you guys that don't know, deep in 3MIB lore, I've never put my foot in my mouth more than I ever have, and it was with Tom King, right? So I don't collect modern books. I don't know. I just don't. I'm sorry. I mean, there's a few things that I'll buy and stuff like that. So we're at Terrificon. For you guys that don't know, we're very fortunate. We set up in a hotel lobby. We do a live show. It's great. Nobody kicks us out. We've been doing it for years. We'll do it again. So we're sitting with Very Gary, Justin, Roger, and a bunch of other people. Tom King comes off the elevator, sits down next to it. Hey, come on. Did you go to the show? And Very Gary was like, that's Tom King, dude. That's Tom King. Tom King sits down, starts talking to us. Now, I'm an artist. I'm an artist fan first and foremost. The writers that I know were Claremont, Stan, the classic artists. So I don't know what to say to Tom King. And I say, so tell me who your favorite artist was.
growing up, yeah.
and I put my foot in my mouth, and to this day, I still get my chops busted about it. But
Why?
again, that's the allure of it. You know what I mean?
Why didn't he have a favorite? Didn't he have a favorite artist?
Well, he did, but he's like, I'm a writer, dude. Like,
You're a writer.
But
You don't have
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't play music, but I like Bruce Springsteen. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I
I have
know
my
what you're
favorites.
saying. Yeah,
I
I
never-
just felt
I
a
never-
legit
I never
question,
gave
but
any-
the way I just put my
that.
foot in my mouth, and everybody was like, Otto, he's a writer, and I'm like, oh my god, did I just screw this one up?
You want to hear a good Tom King story?
Yes,
Years ago, I'm at New York Comic Con. You know Tim Seeley,
yes,
who
of
was an
course.
artist and a writer. So there,
Yeah,
he was at my show in, I think he was in Bridgeport. I know he was in Mohegan Sun. So I'm at New York Comic Con. I'm going around trying to get guests for the next year's show, and I see Seeley, and I start to talk to him and Mike Norton because they were doing a book called Revival at the
Okay.
time, which was like a zombie book. And he says, "Oh, you know who you should get for your show? My buddy that took over Nightwing from me, or Grayson, whatever it's called, is Tom King. He's right over there." And I didn't know who he was because he was really not the Tom King yet. He was just
Yeah,
starting
right.
out. And I go, "Oh, okay, whatever." So I go over to his table and I go, "Hey, Tim says you're a good guy and I should bring you to my show. So if you want to go, here's my card. Give me a call." "Okay, man, thanks. I really will." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, buddy. Goodbye." And I totally like blew him off because I'm a bit of a dick that way. And then years later, I'm like, "Oh my God, that was the Tom King." And now here I am, find him in, and he's got lines. And I go, "Oh, geez, I guess I should have been nicer to him years ago."
Yes, right. No Donnie Cates this year.
No, he was just here back to back. So
You
again,
had a
I'm trying
back to back. You
really
had a back to back, and he was really cool to me. And I
Yeah,
was-
Donnie's great. He had Megan, his wife, with him too. They
Megan
were
was
really
great. Did a great sketch for our buddy Roger.
Yeah.
Did a great
He
sketch.
sketched something?
What's that?
Donnie sketched for you?
No, well, Donnie sketched my my Christmas card.
Oh, yeah,
He
okay.
signed that, and then he also did. I have this jam piece, which is, this 8.5 by 11, where I have all these Spider-Man heads, and he did these denim eyes, and it said, "I'm not Spidey," so whatever. But his wife did Roger an amazing sketch.
Yeah, she's
They
a
were
great
really
artist.
nice to meet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, Megan's fantastic.
yeah, they were nice to meet.
She did some
Oh.
covers on that crossover book that he
Yeah.
did.
Bitch, I gotta ask, where's the giant Thanos? Is it in your garage?
No, it's in a warehouse up in New Britain. It's not coming this year.
No, really.
No, because I'm making you'll have to see. We got
Okay.
two new photo op things that we're building right now. So,
Lenny, have you ever heard of this giant Thanos that Mitch had?
we have a 10-foot Thanos that we made back in 2018.
Oh wow.
We have it on a base of skulls, and it's big. And Starlin wanted to buy it off of me because he lives upstate New York. And
Yeah.
he wanted to put it in his yard facing his neighbor that he didn't like. So the guy could see a 10-foot Thanos out there. But the thing is, it's not weatherproof. It's
Right.
not designed to be out in the snow and cold. So I'm like, "Jim, it's going to fall apart." So he goes, forget it.
Okay. And I know you had, speaking of not comic book related, but Top Gun, which has probably been my favorite movie so far.
Oh, yeah, Kilmer. Yeah.
You had
movie.
Val at the show. You know?
I had Val Kilmer in 2019. Yeah.
Yep, that was pretty wild. And anybody you could hint to us before that goes on the website that might be coming soon, or
Well,
if not, we get it.
no, there's one more guy that's got something to do with the Orville. It's not Seth MacFarlane, but yeah, I'm just waiting for his. I signed the contract. It went back to him, and I got to wait for it to come back to me. And then once that's done, then I can put him up. So,
Nice.
but
Awesome.
you never know, though, dude. I mean, literally. Tonight, I got 2 or 3 emails from people that are like, "Oh, I've never done a show before.
Right.
I might want
Oh
to
my
come
God.
to Terrificon." So,
Yeah, I'll never forget. Two funny stories is, one, I was at the elevator at Terrificon. I'm leaving the pool. The workout area is there. I get on the elevator. I'm about to go up, and coming out of the weight room is Sam Jones, my hero, Flash Gordon.
yeah.
And I'm just standing there next to my son, and I go, "Flash Gordon." He goes,
Gordon.
"Yeah," and that was really, really cool. And then,
Yeah.
oh my God! And then when I saw the Fonz,
Oh,
Henry
yeah.
Winkler, Henry Winkler was that Krispy Kreme right in front of me.
Yeah.
And I go, "The Fonz eats donuts?" And he goes, "Hey." And I said, "Oh God, I wish I had my camera." Lenny, that's our age group, right, Lenny?
Yeah. Oh, no.
He was one of the nicest guests we ever had. He's the most requested guest. Every year, people are like, "Please bring back Henry Winkler." And he's
Okay.
another one that called me. I didn't call him. He
Really?
called me. He's like,
Oh.
"Hey, can I come for 2 days?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah. The best one did Waterboy.
Yeah.
Waterboy. That's how the kids know him. No.
Yeah.
Oh, they know him from a bunch of. He does these kids books, like Henry Zipper or something, or I can't think of the name of it, but yeah.
You know, the Adam West thing, when I brought my oldest, who was a big kid at the time,
Family Guy.
Adam West from the cartoon.
From Family Guy, yeah.
Family Guy. I knew, but it's Batman. And he goes, no, that's the I go, oh my God, I can't believe it.
And my son knew Sam Jones from Ted.
Yes, from Ted. Oh my God.
He was there.
Yes.
Sam is setting up his booth, and my son Spencer was like I think he was in college first year, and he goes, "You got the guy from Ted?" I go, "What the hell's Ted?" He goes, "You know, the talking teddy bear." I go, "No, that's Sam Jones. He saved the world in 14 hours. He's Flash Gordon." My son's like, "Who the hell's Flash Gordon?" I'm like, "What?"
Oh my God. Oh my God. So there was somebody else I was thinking about. I can't think of it.
No, we had. You know what's so funny? We had Flash Gordon next to John Shipp, the Flash.
Yes, exactly.
I did that on purpose. Just because they go two Flashes, you know, Flash of two worlds.
So John Wesley Shipp was such a nice guy, man.
Oh yeah, he's always one of the best. He'll come back next year. He's already got a show this year. I already wrote to him and said, "Hey, can you come back?" He's been with me since Trumbull. He's been at my shows 5 times already.
Has he really?
Yeah, I saw him when I was at the Trumbull show.
Yeah.
I brought I always go to your Terrificon with my wife and daughter, and at the time my daughter was probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
John Wesley Shipp was there, but we were watching. My daughter and I was watching the Flash on the CW.
Yeah.
Right before John Wesley Shipp showed up on CW.
Yeah.
So we see him, and I'm pointing to him with my daughter, and there's like nobody around him, like nobody.
Right, I know.
Right.
And I'm like, that's the Flash, and she goes, no, the Flash is the kid from the CW show.
Yeah, right.
Well, then like 3 months later, he ends up on the show.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Playing Barry's dad.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, we could have,
Yeah.
But we still talk about it every time we see him. And we actually got to meet him, a few years ago.
Yeah.
We got a picture with him, and she got to meet him finally.
Okay.
And you're right. He's probably one of the.
No, I'll tell you, he's one of those guys. This woman showed up. She drove in from upstate New York to see him, but he had already left for the day. And she's like, "Oh, where's John Shipp?" I go, "I'm sorry, he's already gone for the day. It's done." And she goes, "Oh, we drove all this way." I go, "Hold on." So I picked up the phone and I called him. He's already back in his hotel. And I go, "Hey, it's Mitch. Could you do me a big favor? This woman drove an hour and a half to see you, and I know you're done." He goes, "Oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes."
No
so
way.
he literally was in the shower. He comes down all soaking wet. He just, warmed up.
Flash.
Yeah, and there he is. He's like, "Oh, where is she?" "Oh, hi, nice." And she couldn't believe that he, took a shower.
Good for you.
Yeah. And he was like,
"Yeah." You knew he would. I mean, that's probably.
He was exactly. He didn't mind it at all.
To do that.
Oh yeah, Lou.
He'd send you a bill, but he'd do it.
Lou, we all have her. I can honestly tell you, Lenny, have you ever had a chance to meet Lou?
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
Actually, I met him at Dragon Con one year with my son.
Okay.
And,
was he a nice guy to you?
Just standing from the distance and listening, he will nickel and dime you and charge you for.
Oh my God! And so look at this.
Yeah,
I mean, we have our horror stories. Like it's unbelievable. I mean, Mitch can tell you his story. I can tell you my story. Dave can tell you his story. But
How much?
Yeah.
Mitch, what about the chess set that he wanted to get you or something like that?
Oh yeah. No, it was during COVID. My son was home from college, obviously, and I have this Marvel chess set that's actually over there, and I only break it out once in a year. You know, those you mail away, you get the little pieces, and you get the booklet that goes with them. I think Eagle Moss, they were like die-cast metal.
Yeah.
It takes like 2 years to assemble pieces to play chess. So we're playing chess. I took a picture of it, and I put it on Facebook. I go, "Oh, look, COVID's here, and I get to play chess with my son for a while." And then I post on Facebook. Then I get a text from Lou. "I want that chess set. Where did you get it?" I said, "You got to go. Do you think they'll give me one?" I'm like, "I don't know." "Well, how do you get it?" I'm like, "Call the number." And I'm like sending him the website. He's like, "I really want that." I'm like, "Okay, what do you want? Go buy it. Leave me alone. Go on eBay."
Oh my God! So the point is, sometimes your heroes aren't who they're supposed to be. But
No.
it's fine. We get it.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. So those are great stories. And again, we've all had great stories at Terrificon. And Mitch, I've kept you. It's almost 10 o'clock. We've kept.
No, I don't. You know what I was doing? I can't find this Pat Broderick Captain America sketch they did for me. And,
oh, really?
dude, I have so much shit down here, comics and toys, and
You're in the basement, right? Look at it. We're all
I'm in my
right
basement.
now.
I mean, I'm the fourth man in the basement right
Yes,
now.
you really are.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I don't want to say it in true, but I'm getting so old. I actually thrown out some comics by accident.
Yep.
It's happened.
Oh my God.
Fantastic 420.
Oh,
Goodbye. Because what happens is I get all these goddamn boxes like from Amazon and eBay, and they stack up. And now and then I put stuff and I go to bring it to the recycle. And then I come back and I go, what the hell's that book? I'm like, oh my God, dude, I've thrown out a Spider-Man omnibus.
Oh.
I've thrown out a Captain America model kit, like from vintage, that was in a box. Oh yeah, it's bad. And now I'm
What
like,
about the Batmobile? Isn't there a Batmobile that your wife would? I hate to bring it up.
don't. Why do you got to bring that up? Right over there. It used to sit right over there.
Yes.
It was this big, giant Costco bat tumbler. We got the kids when the Batman Dark Knight movie came out, or Batman Begins. It was remote controlled. It was like 3 feet long. It lit up. It had all these smoke and effect. It was great. And then it just kind of sat here as toys do, and it got older, and my kids were going to high school and whatever. And I see my wife like cleaning up the basement, like moving things around. And I didn't think twice about it. And then later that day, I'm over here working. I kind of glance over and I go, where's the Batmobile that was there? And my son's playing. I go, I don't know. It's right. Where is it? I go, I don't know. So then I go in the garage. I go, where's the Batmobile? No one knows where the Batmobile is. And then I go upstairs. My wife's asleep. And I go, hey, did you happen to see this big black thing that had like 6 wheels and lit up? And she goes, oh, yeah, that Hummer thing? I go, yeah. It wasn't a Hummer, but sure. She goes, I took it to the dump. I threw it out. I go, what? And you heard the whole house just go quiet. My boys are like, oh. I'm like, you threw out the tumbler?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's gone.
Right.
It is what it is.
I have a picture somewhere where I took a wonderful picture with your mom, Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
She was at Terrificon. She was there, and I said, "You are the woman who brought you to the Star Trek cons, right?" Mitch?
That's right. She bought it in 1975 at the Hartford Civic Center, and then the roof collapsed.
Yes.
Remember the roof collapsed? We were there, and then like the next month it snowed, and the whole thing came down and killed everyone.
And who did you met Shatner and Nimoy then?
No, Gene Roddenberry was there.
God,
yeah.
Roddenberry. Right.
Well, I'll tell you, years later, Nimoy was in New Haven at the Park Plaza Hotel, and Elle McPherson was there. So who do you think I went to go meet?
Yeah, really.
I went to go see Elle McPherson.
Yes,
and my buddy's like, don't you want to see Mr. Spock? I go, is Mr. Spock looking hot on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go see this old guy or this hot lady? So I went to see her.
Oh my God. So it was really nice to take the picture of your mom. I remember that. And we go back and forth. So, Star Trek right now, we got all these crazy shows going on. It's just a great time to be a geek.
Yeah.
It is. There's too much stuff, dude. There's too much to watch.
Too much stuff.
So much stuff we could complain about.
Yeah,
I know. Right?
Let's just enjoy it. And I know Mitch, you had just told me you've got a billboard set up on a highway, right?
That's coming up on. Actually, we didn't go with the one you picked because I sent it to the guy and he goes, "No, the other one's going to look better." So I'm like, whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I had a chance. Thank you very much for asking me.
No, I know, but because I make all the artwork and I sit there and go, which one should it be? Like, this guy's on this new T-shirt. My wife did not like it tonight.
Okay. All right.
There's only one of these.
Okay.
Because I try all the different combinations, and she's like, I don't like that one. I'm like, what? So, so the one I drew a Jack Kirby looking Captain Terrificon, and that's going to be on the highway for the next month and a half as you go on 95 towards Mohegan Sun.
Yes.
Come to Terrificon, and he's like flying through the sky,
Yeah. Mitch, before it was Terrificon, what was it? It was Comic-Con.
Yeah, we don't use that name. There's a trademark issue going on with that, so I changed name to Terrificon, and they went somewhere else. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, when did it become Terrificon? When you went to Mohegan?
Mohegan Sun. That was the unveiling of the Terrificon name.
Okay.
2015. So how many years is that? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So what is that? 7 years?
7 years. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
7 years, but 8 cons. So.
I think we're having such a good time right now. I just want to keep it going. We've got 4 shows on right now, and I was going to do a graphic for this, and I just wanted to get everybody's opinion because as long as everybody can say it, we can talk about this.
Go ahead.
We've got Star Wars, Star Trek, The Boys, and Stranger Things, right?
Is that everything? No, I think that most of them.
I mean, I think that's kind of all the geek stuff right now. And let me tell you something. I enjoyed, and maybe we could do like a round robin. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes of Star Wars, the Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the 3rd episode. I enjoyed it. I think The Boys is just the craziest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe they're getting away with that.
I know.
I haven't watched Stranger Things, but I'm telling you, Strange New Worlds is the best Star Trek show I've watched in years.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Really, Lenny? I didn't know this, Lenny. You enjoying it?
Oh yeah. I've been a Trekkie fan for years. I mean, I used to watch the original shows.
Yeah.
And trust me, the original shows were boring as hell for me.
I know. Channel 11, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
WPIX in New York. Yeah.
But when they brought the motion picture thing and it became such a big thing, that's when I really got heavy into it and loved watching it even more. And then I would go back and watch the old shows and I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. But this new show, phenomenal. Because the guy who plays Christopher Pike,
yes,
I met him at a small little rinky-dink con in Georgia. We did a 1-day trip up there, and he's very unique for what he is as a captain. But his personal life, if you saw him and the way he spoke and everything, you'd be like, "That's not the same dude," but it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He had his hair all like he was like a mix of what's that artist that from the 70s, 60s and the 70s? Andy
Warhol.
Yeah, he was like an Andy Warhol meet. I mean, he was just really strange, and the way he would speak to people, and I was like, how is this the same guy from the show?
Yeah,
but
interesting.
His real self. And of course, in the show, he's portraying somebody else.
Yeah, he's an actor. Right. Yeah.
But it was so cool that he was at this little rinky-dink show that could probably fit 200 people in it, and everybody was here snapping pictures and want to meet him and everything. And he was so down to earth, and you know, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm on this show," and
really?
And I was just watching him, and I'm like, "What's going on?"
I like it, and then maybe we can just talk about it. I like it because it brings me back to the original Star Trek, where you have here's your crew. You go somewhere, you have a dilemma, you solve the dilemma.
Yeah.
You have a couple things happen. Episode's over. You move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it's all about. It's not about 15 episodes and finding who did this.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, so, the big story arc thing. It was cool at first.
Yeah.
It honestly started with the X-Files. This continuing season-long story where they would do every other week they do a little bit about the big overall story arc. It was cool when it first started, but then all these HBO shows started with these 10-episode series and then Netflix and all that. Now it's like, can you just give me one and done stories? I don't want to watch 20 episodes to know what's going on. I just want to watch one show. I don't have the time for all that shit.
Yes, no, I agree with you. I agree. So I'm enjoying that. I think The Boys. So so give you an example, just in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
The books are never as good as the movie, right? Like Ready Player One. I enjoyed Ready Player One for what it was.
Love that.
Movie, but they were two separate things. The book was way better, right?
Yeah.
But here with The Boys, and I paid attention to the book a little bit, the show, the actors have just exceeded what the book could be, right? And I don't know if you guys will agree with me on that.
The guy who plays Butcher is the best.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban is one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah.
He really is one of the most underrated actors. Carl Urban is just, I mean, he played the Doctor. He played the Doctor with Abel.
Dr. McCoy. He was Judge Dredd. He was in The Lord of the Rings. He was in he was the executioner in the Thor movie.
In the Thor movie. And in Judge Dredd, you never saw his face. You never took his helmet off.
Yeah. Hey, you ever try to get Carl Urban?
You know what? I have not, but I'll tell you this. Carl Urban, you know those little money machines that count the money?
Yeah.
You know that the banks have? When he was at Boston Comic-Con years ago, my friend Jimmy ran it. He's backstage, and he had one of those machines, and he's like, "Oh, hey, man, how are you?" And he's just dumping his money. He's like, on it. "Hey, I'll be right there." I mean, this guy he must have made $100,000 in a day. I mean,
Really?
so many people coming up to him, you know.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I was watching an interview, and he goes, "Now everywhere I go, everyone's like, hey, call me a cunt.'" That's
Yeah.
what.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But no, he's a great guy. If I have to do my movie star list, he's on that list.
All right. So you got that. And then Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
You know, thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not caught up with it, but again.
Well, it's like the prequel that people wanted.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
This is what they want. They didn't want
Right.
young Anakin. They wanted this.
Yep. They wanted to
This
see
is what
that.
they've been
Yeah,
wanting.
what happened?
And again,
Where it goes, I don't know, but it's so far.
and, yep. And again, I guess Stranger Things. I haven't watched it.
I
but-
started watching that. I finished it last night. That's the thing, though. You try to watch all these as quick as you can.
Yeah,
Almost like, like when you get a comic book series and they're like 10 and you start flipping through it just to get it
Yeah.
done. You don't
Right.
really enjoy the show.
No, you don't. You don't.
It's like I like that Disney only does one episode a week.
I love it. I love it. I
Because
love
that's
it.
like
Same
we
with
grew
Star
up
Trek,
with that
you know?
stuff. You
Right.
don't need it all at once. You want to take your time with it.
Right now, I'm going to sound very old when I say like my kids will
Yeah.
binge watch all the Stranger Things and then they're done.
No, I
You
know.
don't have time to you don't have time to ogle over it. You don't have time to
No.
let it
They do that with,
melanate. Like, you want to go through it. You know.
No, like when Daredevil and all those shows dropped on Netflix, you had to
Yes.
watch the whole thing right away because everybody was going to spoil it for you.
Right.
And it kind of sucked because you literally didn't go out of the house for a weekend because you were trying to watch 12
Yes.
episodes.
Oh my God!
You know?
You're like dodging the spoilers in the Matrix. So I definitely wanted to talk about all those things tonight because those are all topics. So we're gonna wrap it up. Mitch, when is Terrificon?
Oh, I don't know. July 29th to the 31st. Mohegan
Not
Sun.
Mohegan Sun, right? Exactly. So all these guests, you can find Mitch at Terrificon.com. He's on all social medias. Mitch, you can sell it. You can tell us where you are. You know.
Please, whatever you do, don't ask me for free tickets. But sure, you can go to Terrificon.com. You can go to the Facebook page, which is Terrificon. Twitter, it's called It's Terrificon. And then there's that Instagram, that's Terrificon. And I haven't done the TikTok yet because I'm 55 years old. I'm too old for that nonsense. But
Okay.
the kids are like, you got to be on TikTok. I go, no, I don't.
I don't want to do that. Awesome. Well, Mitch, thank you very much for coming on. Please don't go anywhere. We're going to sign off. Lenny, thank you very much for joining us as a co-host of Mad Scientist.
appreciate it.
Before we started talking about Terrificon, you did a great job on all these pressing books and especially spine work. So where can they find you, Lenny, if they had to?
Well, as always, our website at, spineworks.com. We're on Facebook, and we are, on Instagram. And I just wanted to say, since you brought me back on the show, that without the people, me and Mike wouldn't be here, I'll tell you, because we've grown so much in 3 years. And it's getting to a point like me and Mike were talking the other day that, we have to expand somehow, because I've actually had to push work away from other people who want to give us work. So, I'm losing revenue from them, but I just can't because, I don't want to, make people wait longer than what they already are. I don't want to be like some of those pressers, like, oh yeah, you won't see your books from me for at least a year. I can't do that.
No, right.
I want people to
Appreciate that, Lenny. That's why you're our partner, buddy. I mean, thank you for that.
And I tried to tell everybody, I said, right now we're like a 90, 120 day wait. And that's a long time.
Yep.
But if you look at what CGC is doing on their pressing, it's a year.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the part I think I told you. I got phone calls recently from customers who reached out to CGC first, and they said, CGC told me to call you guys. Say that again?
Yeah.
They're like, I wanted to do pressing, cleaning, and then get the books graded. And they're like, we got the perfect dealer you could reach out to. And they got 2 locations. And they're like, awesome. Give me the number. And we talked to them. We're like, wow, that's awesome. So I at MegaCon, I sat down and spoke with Brittany. She's like the head of the signature series.
Yeah.
For
Brittany McManus. Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. But she was the one that approved our dealer status. It was her. And we didn't have to wait the 2 year and go through all the shenanigans like everybody else. She just, like she said to me and Mike, she's like, oh, I know who you guys are. Oh, yeah, done. Just fill this out and I'll have you guys approved right away.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well,
to thank her in person, and she gave me a big hug, and she goes, I know you guys are doing very well because I hear you're here and there and everywhere, but it was great to finally meet you in person. I thought it was really awesome to finally meet her.
Your body of work, shows who you are, and you've seen it from everything that we've done between you and Michael. So we appreciate it. We've got all these other books, so thank you very much. All right, the variant, Dave, you survived.
I survived.
You survived here in the grotto, the Silk Screener to the Stars, the brother. I hope you come back someday.
Yeah, no, if I'm allowed back in the grotto,
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see
if
if your brother ever leaves and decides to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe
maybe
we'll just kick him
I'll
out.
send him on vacation.
Just send him on vacation. So, what do you do on the side? What's your main job? You're a Silk Screener?
Yeah,
You make t-shirts?
I
I make
printed that.
t-shirts.
I make
You make t-shirts.
Oh.
My website is thegreen-o.com.
Yep.
You can find us on Instagram, _o.
All right.
And but that's what I do on the side. I'm actually a comic book guy.
I love that. The free t-shirts. All right. So that being said, you guys, if you're watching this on a rewind, please enjoy it. Comment, share, like all our videos. We'll be at Terrificon. Mitch is working really hard. He's a one-man show. He's making this all happen. We will be there. Capture Collectibles will be there. Power Kid Comics. All the people that you see in this video. Legendary artists, legendary writers, media people. So let's wrap it up. On behalf of 3 Men in the Basement, we had Captain Terrificon, Mitch Hallock with us. We had Lenny the Mad Scientist, the brother, a.k.a. Variant Dave, the Silk Screener Stars. I am Evernato. Thank you very much for watching 3 Men in the Basement. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Oh, look at that. Just like your brother.